Hey, good evening, aeromodelers. It's Rusty again, and we are at the beginning of the week, July 30th, 2018, and Monday again. And dang, if it isn't almost the end of July, late summer is upon us. And so far, I hope you've had a good summer flying and building, and we'll sit here and talk about it for the next couple of hours. I had to sign off early on Friday night. Steve Hines came in and was telling us all about his and Samantha's expedition to France, and I had to go early, so I had to turn it off. Maybe he'll come back and tell us more about it tonight. Meanwhile, Sparky showed up already. How you doing tonight, Sparky?
I'm good.
And nobody's joined us yet, not even on YouTube. So you're the first visitor tonight.
How long you been on?
Just about 30 seconds. I didn't even go all the way through my intro, but I think everybody pretty much knows it by now. The links are in the usual place in the live stream / at the bench thread on Stunthangar. And the chat box is up and waiting for you to drop in if you want to communicate with us that way. So come on in and we'll hang out here for the next couple of hours. Hopefully we'll get some visitors and talk about aeromodeling or planes, trains, and automobiles, whatever it is you like to work on in your workshop or at the lake or at the field. And so what you got going on, Sparky?
I just was playing with the new camera, trying to get it dialed in. I had to watch YouTube. Got too many functions on it.
Have you been making some test videos?
Yeah, nothing but, test and audio check and all that kind of crap. I'll show it to you. It's kind of cool. Let's see here.
Yeah, Steve came in on Friday night and gave us a great report on France, and unfortunately had to get up early Saturday morning, so I had to cut off the recording. I think they kept on chatting for a while, even though they were private by that time. But all right, let me click on you and see what we got. We got one YouTube viewer watching now. Oh, another Canon.
Yeah.
That's my brand when I was working on office machines.
Yeah, this is pretty cool. It's articulating screen, and it's a prosumer camera.
Now that looks like a rectangular slit in front. Is that just a lens cover? Ah,
Yeah,
now okay.
the hood.
Yeah. Nice.
But I like it because it's got the audio controls, and of course I can put a light on top in a hot shoe here for filming in the dark. I'm just back it up here.
Nice. Is it all pretty lightweight?
Yeah, about 3 pounds, I guess.
Not too bad.
You start adding all this other crap on it, though, it starts to get pretty heavy quick.
Yeah.
This is probably a pound, so this is 4 pounds. Of course, you got a audio headset and headphones and all that crap. But I just was playing with it, see how it worked.
Yeah. So are you coming to Huntersville in October?
Oh yeah.
Well, hopefully you'll have the hang of it by then and bring it down there.
Yeah. Let's see what I can do. I mean, I don't know. I didn't get enough donations to pay for it, but I bought it anyway because I got it $700 cheaper than new. It's used, but it's lightly used.
Yeah.
So when you can hardly tell if there's, it's ever been used. But I felt that you don't get many chances like that, so I just jumped on it and hope that we get some donations. If not, well, whatever.
Well, maybe the donations will keep coming in. Did you get it from something like eBay, Amazon, or a place like that, or do you?
I bought it on eBay.
Okay.
I looked at all the YouTube videos to what camera that I wanted, and then I looked at the Canon site, and it was 1,800, almost 1,800, and got this one 1,100. So it was cheaper than the 2 steps down model by $300, but it was you. It don't matter. It's used,
Hey, Jamie's with us now. How you doing tonight, Jamie?
Hey.
Did you fly the Twister?
Mm-hmm.
How did it go?
Wasn't bad. Oh, it took 4 flights to get it trimmed out.
Did you post about it on Stunthangar? I hadn't been on there today to look.
I haven't yet. I got the video of it, but I ain't uploaded and edited and all that stuff. It ain't really easy to post a video of it. It shows my lack of skill in the pattern.
Well, trim flights are usually sort of boring anyway, unless you're really enthusiastic
But
about
like
watching trimming.
I made it out. I did the first flight of it, which only did like half a tank, just to feel the controls, and then I let my buddy Steve, he flew it. That way he could see what needed to be done. Then he flew it again, and then John flew it, and because he flies a Fancherized Twister, and so he's more familiar with the Twister than my buddy Steve is. And we made, after that, moved the louts up about an 1/8 inch, and good to go.
How does it feel to you?
How
does it feel to you?
Oh, I like it.
Good.
I like it. I just need it shows, like, if I would show you the video, you would see how much I need to get used to the sensitivity of it,
Yeah.
Like, it's easy to tell when I heavy hand the controls.
You can always narrow the handle line,
like
lines gap at the handle. What kind of handle do you use?
It's
a
handle. It's a Tom Moore's hard point.
Oh, okay. I'm still using a cable handle, but once I get back full-time flying, I'm going to switch. I got a hard point handle that I haven't used yet, and I was talking to Samantha about it, and I was worried that it would exacerbate my mistakes, but she said it seemed like it smoothed hers out, and I've had other people tell me that too, so maybe I'll go ahead and try it.
I mean, I like the hard point. I mean, because I was flying with a cable handle with my Ringmaster, and I mean, that handle done fine. I tried doing the hard point on my Ringmaster. I didn't like it at all, spacing and same line spacing and whatnot. I didn't like it too much. But for I used that one on the primary force, and I like it on the Twister. It ain't bad. But I mean, it's just practice. I mean, I only flew 10 actual flights in a full pattern. So I mean, it shows. So it shows where I need.
Got wings level and lap speed and all that worked out pretty good.
Oh yeah, we got about a 4.9 second lap speed.
Yeah.
The wing level. We started out with 3/4 ounce tip weight. Ended up putting in an ounce total. Had tweaked the flaps a little bit because they were, kind of off.
Yeah.
And after, moving the lead outs up a little bit, it turned out really, really good.
Good. Hey, Charles.
Hey, what's up, everybody?
Hey, to Bob. It's been Ron. I hear my voice echoing in the background. I did.
But
What's
yeah,
up,
it turned
Charles?
really good. I just need to get a lot more time on the handle with it.
Yeah, well, you know, any plane, you got to do that.
But I see it serving well. I mean, I find it glide. It don't glide as good as some of them. Like I gotta whip it a little more. Say like the primary force, I could, you know, it'll glide pretty good. So you know, I could glide it a whole lap, you know, before it touches down. This one, not quite as much. So I gotta whip it a little bit. But I mean, then again, that could just be my angle attack in the motor. You know, I might just be
Next time you're flying it, when you're flying level, check when the engine shuts off and see if it just keeps on a straight path or does it sink or climb. I'm guessing it might start sinking a little bit. You might need to put a little bit more tail weight.
Well, you guys have a good night. I gotta eat dinner and go to sleep. I'm already late.
Okay, Sparky.
Thanks, Brian. Yeah, man.
See ya.
Yeah, Jamie. If it's sinking, you might need to just go a little bit more tail heavy and try it out.
I mean, it glides, you know, calmly. It's just, I think it's just a, you know,
It's different.
that could just be me.
Yeah.
You know, maybe I'm not backing up enough, you know, and, you know, I'm just like, you know, slowly taking a step back on it, and therefore I'm not getting a full lap, you know, I'm not working it like I should.
Yeah.
Because I got a bad habit. Because almost every landing, except for like 2 landings, when it stopped, it rolled over. Boop. You know, it just cartwheeled over.
Yeah.
But that's the landing gear where it's, I mean, I set it at per drawings where the landing gear should be at.
Right.
Like they told me, on concrete, it would have no problems, you know. On grass, the landing gear should, you know, be out just a little bit.
Right.
Yeah.
You know, that landing gear position.
If run it on brakes, it can flip all day.
That landing position on the plan, it had an engine with no muffler, so the CG would be different, and the landing gear is based on the CG too.
Mm-hmm.
So you might want to just bend it forward, just because of the CG. You have a muffler on this engine, right?
Yeah, I got a tongue muffler. In fact, I got the engine in a tank off right now because I shot some clear coat on it this afternoon.
Oh, very good.
Because when I was cleaning it Saturday, and there was a very, I mean, when I say very faint amount, because I spray Windex on a paper towel and wipe it down to get the oil off and whatnot. But faint blue on the paper towel, you know, around like kind of like the edges and whatnot. So I went ahead when I got home. My stooge is painted with the Rust-Oleum 2X. Not the basic, not this basic protective that you'll see.
Right.
They got that basic stuff. It's actually with the 2X stuff.
Okay. Very cool.
And the blue is the same 2X stuff. But I mean, for the most part, it was just very faint amounts. It wasn't all over the plane. It was only in certain spots.
It's not unusual to see a little bit of colored tint when you clean Rust-Oleum with, well, you said Windex, even with alcohol. With mine, I see a little tinge of color, and it never seems to bother it. So it might not be anything to worry about, but it doesn't hurt to put some clear on it either.
And just to try, so I got my stooge.
All right.
Hit off like forever ago. So when I got home, I had a brand new can of a 2K clear, and I sprayed a fawn 2 coats, and then came back with a wet coat. And I mean, it's good to go. So I'm like, oh well, hell, I'm gonna go ahead and that's what I did this afternoon, and it's already dry. It's not sticky, tacky, nothing.
Yeah.
And this is during a storm we had too. It was about to rain. I got the 2 coats on. When the rain broke, I went outside because I had it in the back of my truck in the camper shell drying with the wind. And when the rain broke, I went outside and threw on that wet coat, and I'm not gonna say, you know, it made it better, but I mean, I know it's a good solid protective coat on it, you know.
Yeah.
So what do you think about the plane? I might have heard missed you say if it's a good better or worse than what you've flown before or what?
Oh, I like it. I like it. I like it that much. I want to be able to franchise it. This is
Charles, I think it's when you talk, you got a echo that makes it hard to understand what you're saying. You got anything running in the background?
No.
Oh, Charles.
No. I just have one tab open and that's it.
Okay. No, I didn't hear it when you said that either. I don't know. It might just be the live chat program. Sometimes it does that too.
Yeah. But I was just saying, I was asking him, does he like the plane basically? You know, is it better than anything he's had before?
Yeah. I mean, I flew another Twister a while back, and that really, you know, set the mood for me to build this one. And now, granted, that was an old Twister that's been through a lot, and I like the way I like the way that one handled. But I like the way this one handles it even more. That one had a 40 LA to mine got a 46, and it's when Steve told me the other day, it likes to turn. It likes to turn.
Yeah.
Now, I mean, I noticed a difference just doing the triangles and the hourglass. It's like, oh my God, the hourglass actually looks like an hourglass, you know?
Right.
When I hit that last corner, it doesn't waffle, you know, it don't stall and struggle to
that's
go.
what it's all about. What about your flap to elevator ratio? How's that set?
Oh, I can't tell you. I really don't even know.
Well, I mean, just eyeballing, you think you've got equal throw or one's more or less than the other?
When I take off the stuff off the wings in a few minutes, I'll let you know.
Okay.
But
you know, when I built mine, the plans had more flap than elevator drawn, and I put it together per the plans, and it was way too much. It turned like a combat plane. It had more flap than elevator, and so I reversed the rides to like everybody else has them, with the horn from the bell crank to the flap going in the top hole. The plans had it going in the second hole, and so I put that in the top hole and elevator in the next hole, and then it leveled off and went really well.
Yeah, that's how mine is. Bell crank to the flap is at the top hole.
Yeah, that's okay. Good. That must have been a mistake on my plans. It couldn't possibly have been intentional.
I had put the on the elevator horn, I had put it all the way at the top hole like Sparky had suggested. And when I got to the field, he said, "I'll drop it down one hole and we'll see."
Yeah.
So I went ahead, we dropped it down. You know, we got the neutral kind of set, then went flight to see what needed to be, whether the elevator had to go up or flap had to go up and whatnot. And we just went from there, and it went fine. So
I've got my elevator in the closest hole to the hinge.
Really?
It might be the second hole from the hinge, but I dropped it down a pretty good bit. Yeah, it didn't it didn't have the throws I was expecting when I put it together, and I didn't think it had enough elevator throws, so I went ahead and added more. But that also adds acceleration to the elevator speed, which I don't like doing, but I've pretty much gotten used to it now.
I got my Strega. I've tried to get my plane where it's same distance on the flap hinge line to the push rod that goes back to the stab. That distance, let's say it's an inch. I try to get an inch in the back as well. I reluctantly will make it less, maybe 3/4 of an inch, but I try to get it as maximum as I can on the elevator because you get more leverage that way.
You know,
when you're flying in windy weather, you want to have so that you have a lot of leverage so that you can actually get the plane to turn when the wind is just pushing the plane. And if you have the elevator horn too high, you give away a lot of leverage.
Yeah, that's right. When it's a really gusty day and you're coming straight down in a square, you gotta have that. You gotta have that extra control.
So what I've done on my Strega, this is something I learned from Bob Whiteley, I actually added wood to my stabilizer to get more authority without having to raise the elevator position too high as far as the push rod. Now my elevator on my Strig is an adjustable. It's a slider. I can adjust it. I have an access panel, and I can just adjust it. And I just try to have it at the lowest I possibly can, you know, with having the bare minimum authority that I want, that I, you know, desire. As I go up, it does turn quicker, but I'm giving away some leverage. So.
Oh, Ron Hass reports he can't do any RC flying tomorrow because the president's in town. What's he doing? Taking a golf vacation down there?
He's making America great again, and that's the bottom line.
Yeah, I hope he does. I'm all for America.
Yeah, me too. Making it great again. But
I don't care how he does it. Just make America great again.
I care how he does it.
I like Steve Hines' question. You know, his question is, when was America great? What is the date? You know, when was it great?
1776.
Well, it's had its good points and bad points at the same times in its history. But
Yeah.
I think we have great aspirations. If we can just achieve those aspirations, or at least try to achieve those aspirations, then that'll be good.
Try to stick with the plan. Oh man. Now I'm just trying to get my bench ready for the next project.
I got a new Cardinal, not a new Cardinal, a new Flight Streak.
Come on.
Oh, really?
Yeah, we were at the meeting on Saturday, and Watt said, "Y'all come over to my truck. I got a bunch of models here." And he's a Brodak dealer, so he had a bunch of them he wanted to sell, and so I walked up, kind of straggled up at the end of the line, and took a look at what he had, and had about four or five planes left, and I saw that Flight Streak and said, "Wow, I've always wanted a full-size Flight Streak." That was my first really favorite plane when I got back into control line. I just loved the Flight Streak, so I built a baby. At the time, I didn't know anything about bigger planes, and so I got a baby Flight Streak, and love those. And you know, I've always said, and y'all have heard me say it before, that was the first time I ever felt like I was flying a real plane.
Yeah.
Even though it was half A, it went where I pointed it, and it was just ultimate control. And so the closest I came was kit bashing a Skyray into a Flight Streak looking plane, but the wing's different. I've heard that the combination Flight Streak wing with the Skyray moments and lengths is a superior flying model, but I've never tried that. Mine was just a Skyray that looked like a Flight Streak, but now I got a real Flight Streak.
Oh, very good.
Still in the box, but of course I've been poring over the plans and looking at it and thinking in my head. I'm getting ahead of myself because I still got the Redbird sitting out there that needs building.
I know what that's like.
Yeah, Wayne came into shop with me when we got back from the meeting on Saturday and looked at it, put his seal of approval on my fuselage, sitting in the Acme profile jig, and so yeah, I've got a little bit of the bug back. I tell you what though, I was so sore when I got back. Well, not when I got back, but you know how soreness comes. It gradually creeps in after you've had a big day. By the end of Sunday, I was so sore I could hardly walk around. It was awful. So I didn't even attempt to go out and do anything in the shop yesterday. But I got some time tomorrow to get out there. And I promise one of these days I'm going to do what I say and actually do something in the shop.
Yeah, well, you know what? It starts with the want to.
Yeah.
So long as you continue to want to, you know, just make some progress. That's what I need to do too with my
Yeah, a little bit, just a little bit every day, and that works. It works well. When I got the fuselage built, I did it in pretty good time, and that was my MO. I tried what everybody suggested, just get something done every day. And so I took that route, and it really fell together in a hurry. And I got a beautiful fuselage. Just need to build a beautiful wing now. It's got to be especially beautiful because I got that clear monocoat to put over it.
Oh yeah.
I want one that looks like Bruce Jennings' planes.
Oh, yeah. Is he the one that had that Cobra?
It might have been a Cobra.
That,
He had one called a Juno at the Nats, I think. And I've seen it before. I think I saw it at Triple Tree.
I think that Triple Tree had like a blue transparent wing.
I believe so. Now he had one with a green transparent wing, and I've seen one with a red transparent wing. But I couldn't tell you what the name of that red one was.
I just remember the one that you was filming for Sparky at Triple Tree. It was on the flight line, I think, by Derek Barry's, or it might have been right behind yours, behind your tutor, I think.
Yeah, it might have been in that line.
Yeah, I mean that was just a beautiful wing, beautiful plane. But I mean, it's just that.
Bruce always builds those geodesic. I don't know what to say, geodetic or geodetic.
Geodetic.
Okay. And I think those look particularly good.
They do. They do. So I went out today and I did like 6 flights today.
Oh, great.
So that was another good day. I mean, I actually had shimmed the motor a little bit more last night in anticipation of, no, actually, I didn't shim the motor. Oh, yes, I did. I shimmed the motor a little bit more based upon how it flew Friday, and it was great. I mean, I did some lap times. I actually filmed my practice today. I have a really good video of my flight.
Oh, good.
I hope to post it up soon. But
so did you get the sides of your 8s balanced to the same size? I think you were saying.
Yeah. Well, they're still, my outsides are still a bit larger, but been studying my film to see how the motor runs. And the motor runs the same on the 8s. The inside versus the outside. I can hear the motor sounds really close. And I was doing with my stopwatch, watching the video, I was actually able to time the plane. And I'm just a little bit, I mean, a couple of tenths of a second faster inverted than outside, which is not that bad, I'm talking like 5.17 versus 5.22. So it's a little bit faster on outside, which is what I would like, because you want that. At least I want that above 45 degrees on those, the vertical 8 or the hourglass. You have a little more hump up there, and so I'm just really excited. I can't, I got it from here on out. Just got to pretty much work on me. I really finally have that plane and the engine running in such a way that I can really focus on me. I'm not having to manage the power, which I was doing so much before, with it being offset. One having greater power in one direction than the other. I was always power managing the weaker side, creating terrible habits. I mean, I got to just hopefully get these habits right. But I was watching my video, and I'm pretty pleased. I mean, there's still some areas of concern, but I feel I'm so much better than I was. And I still have, there's maybe a contest in August. I'm thinking about, it's a fun fly, it's not even a contest. But for sure, the state, which is in October, hey, Jim, long time no see.
Howard, man, I've been hoping you'd come in here. Where you been, buddy?
It's been a lot going on.
I was afraid you were mad at me or something.
Sir?
I said I was afraid you might be mad at me or something.
No. I had an accident on June the 8th, and had to be care flighted to the hospital. And
a wreck, sort of an accident, you mean?
No, I was working on a guy's house, fell off a ladder,
Oh man! Oh my goodness!
cut my arm.
Oh, I see
Yeah.
that. Wow.
Anyway, almost bled to death.
Yeah, that looks like a bleeder you got there.
I'm telling you.
How about
It
your
was bad.
ankles? Are your ankles and knees okay?
Oh yeah. The fall didn't hurt me. It was the cut on my arm that like to did me in.
Oh yeah. Well, that might be better than some of the people I know who've fallen off ladders. They actually are. One guy is crippled. I know of. Falling off a ladder is no joke.
The fall didn't hurt me at all,
What cut you?
Praise the Lord.
What cut you?
sir.
Do you know what cut you?
Yeah, it was a metal gutter we were putting up on the side of a building, and we had a ragged edge there. And when I fell, I put my arm out, and it sliced it to the bone.
Ow, man.
That'll do it.
But
Well,
anyway, I'm
Glad
good.
you're recovering.
I'm good.
Good.
Well, we can celebrate. It wasn't the worst that we was fearing.
Yeah.
So I was going to ask you what you'd been doing for fun, but I'm guessing probably not too much, huh?
Well, this has been the windiest spring that I can ever remember.
Is it spring over there?
Huh?
Is it spring over there? It's still summer over here.
Yeah.
Well, the spring and the summer been really windy, and I haven't got to fly. I haven't got to fly at all. So, it's. I got to fly Sunday.
Oh, good.
Oh, well, good.
Excuse me, Saturday.
How'd you do?
No, okay. I'm not very good, but anyway.
Well, don't feel too bad. I hadn't really flown since April.
Yeah, I mean, I haven't flown. I've flown maybe 3-4 times all spring and summer, maybe.
Well, if you talk to Sparky, he'll tell you, well, you're in line to be in the top 20 at the Nets.
Really? Yeah. How about the bottom 5?
I mean, Sparky had like 8 flights, I think, and he got in the top 20 and open at the Nets, something like that.
Oh, cool.
Yeah,
That's good.
He hasn't flown much at all this year, and he did pretty well for.
I could only hope to ever do that good. But anyway, I apologize for not being in. It's been at least 3 months since I've been on.
No apologies necessary. I'm just glad you made it back.
Yeah, me too.
We all have a live. This is a hobby, even though I'm extremely passionate about it. I sometimes have to remind myself this is a hobby.
Yeah.
Even though I'm pretty zealous, I guess.
Absolutely. That looks like a
never thought of that color combination, but that's a great color combination you got, that blue and green.
That looks like a twister.
Oh, it is.
Yeah.
I finally finished it Friday night.
Put the first maiden up on it. It's still nice and shiny. Pretty soon it'll be all ugly with glue and stuff all over it.
Yeah, and packing tape patch holes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And then my my monocoat on my Strega, I need to redo the fuselage. It's just seams are lifting and it's kind of looking kind of ragged. I mean, I have like 300, like almost 400 flights. I mean, literally, I have like 399 flights on it, and it's beginning to show, that it has all of those flights.
That's pretty good for an ARF to still be holding on to the covering after 300 flights. Did you do anything initially to secure the China coat?
I think I did some areas. I put some trim sealant, trim seal on there, trim solvent they call it, I guess.
Yeah.
I recovered some areas because I did some modifications to it, but it's looking kind of rough. I mean, I don't know. It's something I might get around to. I just don't know if I really will, because if it's not getting appearance points, I just don't see an incentive to make it even prettier.
Yeah. Well, if it flies good, you might as well keep it in flyable shape, and even if you don't worry about the looks.
Like I know at the art contest, even if the ARF, you still do appearance points. So I mean, it won't be up to 20, but I think it's like 10 to 15 or 0 to 10 or something like. You at least get something to put towards it.
The last couple of contests in Huntersville, we've been doing Pilot's Choice appearance points, but it's not good for any. It's not good for any contribution towards your final score. It's just something to clap about.
Now, like at ours, we'll have Pilot's Choice, who everybody thinks, get the best looking plane of the whole contest.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll do that, but we have the appearance as well. Tell you what, I think that clear came out pretty all right.
I think it did too. It looks good.
What did you use on it, James?
I used that at 2K clear over the Rust-Oleum.
That's like an epoxy, isn't it?
I'll be honest, I'm not even sure. I know it's 2-part automotive.
I think that's an epoxy, a finishing resin. Yeah. Yeah, that ought to hold on pretty good. As long as the paint underneath holds on.
Thought it was a 2-part polyurethane.
No, that could be.
I used it on my twister. The most beautiful finish I have ever done on a airplane, on a control line airplane.
And what parts did you spray with that? Did you do the whole plane with it?
No, I did just like James. I did monocode on the wings and tail, and then did I did Krylon. I did primer, then Krylon, and then the 2K clear.
Yeah.
On the outside, and it's gorgeous.
I might go ahead and get some of that 2K for the Cardinal, just for the nose, and spray it up there. I've always used something extra on the nose, and I'm tired of luster coat. I just don't like the way it is when it finally finishes curing. It's still it's like the plane was covered in saran wrap. It just peels off with a rubbery, and you never can get a sandpaper and blend it in. It's always just coming off in bits and pieces. So
I'm sold on that 2K clear. I really am. It held up wonderfully. The nitro or in the exhaust oil on the deal, you just take it and wipe it with a rag.
Yeah, it's bulletproof to that.
Like the day you painted it.
Yeah.
And the way I did mine, I forget, somebody made a post on the finishing section. Fog on a coat, wait 10 minutes, fog on another coat, and then wait another 10 minutes and throw a good wet coat on it and let it sit.
Yeah.
That's what I did. I probably could have threw more of a wet coat on it, because if you notice, like when you do the fall coats, it has like a kind of grainy look.
Yeah.
In which the rudder still kind of has it and whatnot, but my worry was too much in one spot and it started running.
That stuff is heavy.
But I mean, for what it is, it'll be fun.
Now, where do you buy the 2K at?
I got it off of eBay.
Oh, eBay, okay.
I think you can get it at a boat store, like a marine supply store. I believe they'll have it. They'll have the West Systems and all of that finishing resin, different types.
Because the first one I had was the high glamour gloss, and this one is just clear gloss. I think it's not the same can as the other one I had, even though I ordered the same one from the same guy. But it still looks all right. It's a twister. It's not going to be a 20-pointer, and wasn't my goal. But I tell you what, I'm gonna get at least. and I was told I could probably get 12 points for what it is. So guess what? I'm happy with 12 points because that's 12 points I didn't have flying a ringmaster.
Right.
And after I got that little taste of Houston in May, I need every point I can get.
Yeah, we do.
But proud to highlight of Saturday, other than flying and not crashing, my buddy Steve that finished top 20 in the Nats brought me back a Nats hat.
Oh, nice.
Oh, that's nice.
Sparky was wearing one of those too, I think.
Exact same one. So happy birthday to me.
Cool. Yeah, I like that.
I don't care for that point at the time.
I meant to get me a new white hat for the summertime, especially after I want to get a plain white one so I can put my Cox Engine Forum wings on it. But I hadn't been looking around at Walmart. That's where I'd find the kind of plain, unlabeled hat that I want.
Now, you see, I was debating on working on my magician tonight, which I ain't got much time on here because I got to get up really early in the morning. But I think I'm going to go ahead and start prepping for this project here because I wanted to finish my magician so I could have something to fly in Classic come September when I go to Oklahoma. But I'm going to try to get this plane knocked out for our contest in October, and that's Brodak's P-51B.
Oh, very nice.
Oh, yeah.
In which I was going to do my 109 because I had my heart set on building a 109 for the longest time. But I'm going to do this one to work on my my painting and my detailing of Warbird, which I know I probably won't have much problem with, but doing panel lines and stuff has kind of got me, yeah. My
new Light Streak looks like a really simple kit. I hope it's as simple as it looks.
They had a flight streak on eBay go for like $50 the other last week, I think.
Full-size Flight Streak kit?
Yeah, a Brodak one. The same guy that I got this kit from, he posts up a Brodak, 1 or 2 Brodak kits every week on eBay. And I mean, start off cheap. I got this for $55. That's a $120 kit off of Brodak. And it was brand new, sealed.
He must be a Brodak dealer and getting discounts.
Oh, something. But I mean, he made the mistake of best offer, and yeah, well, I made the best offer. I gave him the price he wanted, the price he started.
Yeah, I pretty much filter my results when I search on eBay to buy it now, and don't even consider the ones you have to bid on.
You see, like, okay, he just put some more stuff. I mean, he had a S1 Ringmaster he put up last week. It's at $69, 10 hours to go. He put another. This is I guess the newer. No, it's the same S1. He got a Pathfinder up there now, starting bid $35. You know.
Wow.
Is the S1 Ringmaster? Is that the very first full-size Ringmaster that Sterling made? Is that what S1 is?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, like the Brodak R5 Fly. That's a S1.
Okay.
So yeah, that's
there's a full fuselage Ringmaster too, isn't there? Is that a Super Ringmaster?
They got a Super Ringmaster Imperial. They got a variety. And they also got up here an Olympic Mark 6 or 11. I guess that's 6.
Let me show you what worried me about my Flight Streak when I got it. I'll be right back.
Hey, James.
Yep.
Are you going to Dallas on Labor Day?
I had planned on it, and I had my mind set on it. And me and the old lady talked about doing it on a budget because I knew we can do it. But then we realized, well, hell, this is going to be Shelby's first birthday 2 days before then. So
okay,
that right there just killed it. And then I have my other little girl that weekend, so I really can't do it now. I was just gonna go. I was just gonna drive up to Saturday and fly to Sunday morning. I was hoping
you would, because I'm gonna go.
This is what I got in the decals. See, it said raining Flight Streak, and I'm like, wait a minute, what? And I looked on the front, and it said for stunt and combat training, and I thought, well, this is not the full size Ringmaster. This must be something variation on it. But I started looking up the numbers. The fuselage length is 27 something, and wings are, I don't know, around 40. I can't remember, but it's 300 and something squares, and it's the original ringmaster as designed by George Aldrich, just like, you know, just like the box says. So I don't know why they put that training thing on there, but if I am going to put a decal on mine, I'm not going to put train in this. The letters run together, so they're not easy to cut out.
Yeah.
But I thought I'd gotten the wrong thing, but after further investigation, it's a CLP 42 or whatever it is. Anyway, it's the right one after all. It just scared me at first when I saw that train.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I think it's a 42-inch wingspan or 43.
That's about right. Yeah, about a 27-inch fuselage length, something like that. Now I'm thinking about lengthening the fuselage a little bit to give it a little better turning capability. And I don't know if I need to lengthen the nose for an extra ½ ounce of fuel or not. But if I lengthen the tail, I probably need to lengthen the nose a little. And I don't know how to do that without building a new fuselage. I can lengthen the tail easy enough without a new fuselage, and the fuselage wood on this one is perfect. It's the most straight, perfect piece of fuselage wood I've ever seen. So
I haven't even taken the parts out of this kit yet.
Yeah, start stirring it up
by Chan.
I try not to stir the kits up too much unless I'm really careful about laying everything back in, because I don't want it warping or anything sitting on something crooked. So I just try to leave them alone. But I did dig out the hardware pack and the plans and the booklet and all that. But it looks like nice wood. But I need to be thinking about the Cardinal before I start thinking too much about this flight streak. But it did get me excited. But Watt said, Watt gave it to me. I said, well, let me make this clear, Watt. I said, you are giving me this kit? And he said, well, I'm letting you have it. That's the same thing, isn't it? I said, well, I guess so. I will honor it with a proper build.
Well, that's nice.
And I can't back burner this one. So I'm gonna get that Cardinal finished and go right to the street.
So far, the only thing I don't like about this Mustang is the decals. Navy. A P-51B Navy, really?
What is wrong with Navy?
Nothing wrong with the Navy. It's just for a warbird. A Mustang shouldn't be Navy.
Did they fly
a Wildcat or a Corsair or something?
Did they fly D's off of aircraft carriers?
I never knew they even flew B's off aircraft carriers.
I didn't either.
I don't think they did.
I don't know. Why does a Nobler say Navy? It ain't even a warbird. It's just
who knows?
It's just an imagined.
I can tell you why. Because most of the early contests were on military bases. We're trying to wow the judges and get, just kind of impress the judges and kind of sway them with.
They were on naval air stations.
Yeah.
Okay.
So the contest was there, and so because the judges were actually the military.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, they weren't like Pampa members. They were actually the officials for this contest was Navy officials of some sort.
Yeah,
but the Nobler is not a replica of any full-size airframe, is it?
No,
I didn't think so.
I think it was just decals just to throw in there.
Yeah, it was just to impress the judges. But it is there is a real plane that the Nobler just kind of there's a suggestion that George Aldrich might have been a little bit influenced by this one plane, but that's just hearsay.
Oh, and this will also be the first time I do wing-mounted gear. I'm already prepped ahead of time on how to install those.
Who was the original designer of the Nobler?
Was it an Aldrich?
George Aldrich.
Was it?
Yeah.
Okay. And then Bob Gieske came along and modified it.
Yeah, he modified it. I think the
Right.
wing is a pencil lead thicker,
Oh,
but then he changed the rudder and put the landing gear is a little bit different. There's a small dorsal fin on it. I mean, I think the Gieske Nova looks better, personally.
Let's see.
I've got an old scratch built Gieske Nobler that's is all the coverings rotting off. It's a green, typical green Nobler. I guess it's a green box Nobler, and it belongs to an old guy that gave it to Wayne. Wayne gave it to me to maybe refinish, but it's just sitting back there in the boneyard right now.
Yeah.
Along with a couple of Bob's planes that one of them's a beauty too that I haven't gotten to. So,
Hey, Rusty, I flew a Cardinal on Saturday.
oh, how'd you like that?
It was good. It was the first flight. The gentleman that showed up, real nice guy, had flown control line many years ago, and he built a couple of Cardinals. And he showed up at the field and needed some help, so I helped him with it. And he said, "Well, you fly it first."
Oh,
I said, "No, you fly it." He goes, "Man, the last time I flew was 40 years ago." And so I said, "Okay." So I flew it, and we trimmed it. I think we made 3 or 4 flights on it, and started the trimming process. It still needs, but he had 65-foot lines, and I thought
wow.
that was
Uh,
a little bit too long. He had a Brodak.
I flew mine on 62s.
He had a Brodak 40 on it, and the engine ran well because he had broken it in well.
Yeah.
And anyway, it was a little bit light on the overheads, but anyway.
Would it do loops without rolling in on you?
Yeah, I did several loops with it. He had the control linkage set up. He had the flaps on the flap horn.
Yeah.
He had the bell crank wire coming out to the flap horn at the top, and
Right.
the elevator below that. And, and he had way more flap travel than he had elevator travel. So
what you say and what the result was don't mesh, because you want the bell crank to the flap to be in the top hole, and then the flap to the elevator should be in a lower hole.
well, he had way more travel on the flaps than he had on the elevator.
Well, in any case, yeah, you do not want that. So did y'all?
I had him move the bell crank control rod down one, and then we put the elevator rod at the top to give a little more travel to the elevator than the flaps.
You also gave more travel to the flap by moving it down one.
Oh, there's a Cardinal.
Yeah, I didn't know if I had showed y'all this one or not yet.
I don't think so.
Jim, if you can get a bolt through one hole and use that same pivot point for both the flap and the elevator, sometimes you'll get a 1-to-1 ratio that works well.
Yeah, and what I did is he had the flap on the elevator horn. He had the control rod on the very bottom. I moved it up one to give it a little more control, a little more throw.
Yeah.
Right.
And it worked out fairly well. It needs some tweaking.
Yeah.
So.
Well, good. So, y'all were able to get it semi-trimmed and the wings level and all?
Yeah, the wings were level. We had to add a little bit of tip weight to the weight box.
How does yours turn James, do you have
What's
more
that?
flap to elevator or the same?
Well, this one, buddy in my club gave it to me.
Right.
He said, I ain't gonna fly it anymore because he flies all kind of other stuff. He said the only thing I got to do is recover the elevator, or yeah, because he said he literally flew the covering off of it, so
Okay.
it ain't got no covering, no monocoat on it. And I've never flown it yet or nothing, but
That's a pretty one.
it's I don't know. It has a lot of throw on both of them. I know it. The flap likes to stick on something.
Yeah, you don't want anything sticky going on in there.
I don't know. I got a clunk tank form to plumb up for me for it, a 6-ounce clunk tank.
Yeah.
And it's actually kind of cool the way he got the tank mount right here is adjustable. It's like a piece of wood, and it's slotted in the back for zip ties to hold the clunk, but you can still adjust it on that base up and down.
That's how mine is.
I've seen that on the forum.
Yeah.
And the motor mount is actually aluminum pads, and the motor is strapped on with aluminum bar going across it.
Yeah, that used to come standard in the Cardinal RF.
Yeah, that's the windy mount.
But I mean, I just threw that motor on there, but I added the checkerboard on the rudder.
Oh, very cool.
Because it was just yellow, so I added that. So I need to put some yellow right here. I need to get some more checkerboard to put on the flaps. And I just added a little strip right there. And that's about as fancy as I'm going to get with it. But it's a lot lighter than that other one I had for sure.
What size prop is that?
On this, I just threw this prop on there. That's an 11.5 by 4.
That's probably about right. I use a 12.4, but a lot of people use 11.5.
Also got one in them at 12 and 12 3 1/4 and something.
Yeah, 12 12 1/4 by 4 3/4, I think.
Or it's something like that. I got one of them as well. And I think with the other one I was flying, I think it had like a 12.5 on it or something, but it was heavy. That one was in the mid to high 50s.
Yeah.
But the only thing I'm concerned about with it is that it got a lot of slop in the flap right here, and a lot of play in it.
Yeah, that is a lot.
You know, and that's just moving it. But
right back.
But I mean, it's just going to be a fart around plane. I mean, it's got cracks in the finish and all that stuff. But
well, that's okay. That looks like a nice plane. You can fix those little things and get your controls smoothed out and get the hitches and hang-ups out of it. And go fly.
You got cracks in the paint and shit, but I mean that don't bother me none. I just figured I'd grab it because I just can't remember if I actually had showed it to y'all or not.
No.
Yeah.
Other than that, I mean, the colors are smooth.
You know, Jared Hayes, he had a Cardinal. He didn't like how it flew, and he actually shaved the flaps down. I think he shaved like a half inch off the flaps, and it flew a lot better.
Oh, I see Jack Snavely's here. Hey, Jack.
I don't even have the chat up. Let me get the chat up.
The man Brodak in their false advertising. Laser cut kit.
Jack says he wants a junior Nobler. Yeah, that was pretty good with a 15 in it or something like that.
Yeah, they advertise this kit as laser cut. Not this one.
Maybe you have an older one.
Yeah, that's what I'm almost. It has to. It's all die cut.
Some of them are partial laser cut and part CNC.
Hell, not even the doublers are laser cut. They're die cut too.
That's all right.
Oh yeah, it'll live. You know, I ain't worried.
I hope the ribs are laser cut.
Now I could order, a set of ribs from Brodak and probably get and probably end up with a laser cut set. Because I mean,
The
you
only
get anything
thing
you need.
I don't like about the laser cut ribs is they got that charcoal all over the edges, and you got to stack them up and block sand them off to get that cleaned off.
And it don't take much to actually clean it off either.
And if you're going to cover it with opaque covering, you don't need to do that anyway. Just knock it down a little bit and they're fine. But if I'm building a transparent one, I'm going to have to get that charcoal off.
What I'm curious, and it's very highly unlikely, I got that Tom Moore's control system for the Nobler. I wonder, yeah, I mean, this is a very, very low chance if the numbers on it match the same as the Mustang, to where I could just almost drop in that control set into this plane and say the hell with the Nobler.
Yeah, the lengths are probably going to be different.
Oh yeah, no doubt.
It might be close enough though, like you said.
I'm gonna just look at it and see. If it is, cool. If it ain't, whatever. But the fuselage is actually straight. That's one thing I'm happy about. But one thing I love to see, cap strips.
I've never done cap strips before. I will have soon, but as of yet. But I got them in the Cardinal kit.
The Junior Lightning Streak got them. Let's see, can I get close enough?
Yeah, I see.
And it's easy. I mean, the hardest thing is just, you know, getting them centered in the right length. I mean, but other than that, it ain't bad. I need to finish this thing one day. One day.
Flown a Lightning Streak before?
Nope.
Wonder how it compares with a Flight Streak.
Man, I hear from different people. I heard from one guy, it's a turd. It's junk. And that's the Junior Lightning Streak. You know, it ain't worth a damn. And then other people's like, it's freaking amazing. It's a great plane.
So. It might have something to do with the way it was built, too. But, yeah, I was wrong a couple of times lately. I've made the statement that the Lightning Streak was designed by Aldrich for the English market, but I was wrong. It was not the Lightning Streak. It was
Peacemaker. Huh?
Yeah.
Lots of spars. Probably get better wood, but you know what? I don't care. I had bought adjustable lead outs for my Nobler, but I think I might steal them and put them on this one. Because this one don't come with adjustable lead outs.
I hope Steve will come in tonight. Hey, after I turned it off the other night while Steve was talking about Samantha and the French experience, how long did y'all keep talking after I signed off?
Let's see. Charles, you stuck around for a little bit. And I think me and Steve chatted for maybe like 10 more minutes. So I don't know, maybe about a half hour.
So it wasn't too long. Okay. Maybe he's still got more to tell us about it.
All right, let's see.
I could do without ever hearing that bathroom story again, though.
You don't like hearing about the mountain of cut?
That was the worst thing I've ever imagined. That's a picture in my head I could do without, too.
I know, and I could, my son, he won't go in most bathrooms. My son is extremely picky. He's 11 or 12 years old. He won't, you know, anything different. Like when you go to a public park and they have those metal toilets, you know.
The trough.
Well, I'm talking about the metal seat, the metal toilet.
Yeah.
Yeah, my son, he saw one of those, turned right around. He said, "No, I ain't going in here."
Tell him the metal is hypoallergenic.
Yeah.
It's bacteriostatic.
Yeah, you got an arm growing out your right butt cheek.
There's nothing I could say to convince him to go. And he's just dancing in his pants too. He's like, I gotta go. Well, that's where you gotta go. Starts crying.
Oh yeah, you know what broke me about that? Because I used to be, you know, my house is the only place.
Yes. Oh, I know. I think now that I'd wait all day in elementary school till I got home.
Yeah, me too. And then when I started working and I went to different job sites, well, it's either go there or have 500 people laugh at you.
Yeah.
I went ahead and started using them.
Yeah.
It is what it is. That's what I just kept telling myself.
And then when you realized you weren't going to die from it, I guess
yeah,
the problem was solved.
as long as I look before I sit, I'm good.
Yeah. And always bring your own paper.
Oh yeah, I mean, who likes to wipe their behind with Scott 40 grit? I don't.
Yeah. Or the stuff that's so thin it's got no structural integrity to it, and you end up. Well, let's get off. Let's don't even pursue this anymore.
You look, it's like where it went. It just dissipated as soon as it touched you behind.
That's funny.
Hey, this thing's engine size 28 to 40, 48-inch wingspan. But it's going to get a 46. Either a 46 or, depending on the weight. In fact, I never weighed it, and while I'm thinking about it, I'm going to do it.
Seems like that LA-46 is the most adaptable engine to different weights of airplanes than any other engine.
I think so. It's a fantastic motor.
Yeah, because you can prop it with different props for different purposes.
Yeah, I mean, this thing's showing a K&B 40, which that's not going to happen. And, man, these things have been rolled up for the last 20 years.
Yeah, K&B was one of the engines on my Twister plans, but it listed several, including the FP35 and the FP40, I think.
We're gonna find out right now because I got a 40 SPS sitting in the box right by me, but that ain't gonna go in this.
They just like to run fast. Sometimes they don't like to do a 4.2 brake.
Let's see, what does this Lou Wooler Fox 40 9.7 ounces? That's over an ounce heavier than the 46.
The Fox is heavier than the OS.
That's the Fox 40. Now that's what the tongue is. It's got a tongue muffler on it too.
Okay.
Stock 46 with nothing on it, 8.5 ounces, and this reworked Fox 40 is 9.7.
Okay.
But I mean, it's a great running engine from what I'm told. I'm gonna have to like bench run it one day just to see.
I ain't putting a Fox on anything.
I mean, if any of them for stunt wise, it would be this one I would do just because it's been reworked. That's about it. Other than that, yeah, I'll put a Fox in an old time stunt plane. And that's where it belongs. Fox 35s have no place in modern stunt. There, I said it. Crucify me, ridicule me, throw me out to the wolves, whatever.
No argument there.
That's what FP25s are made for.
Oh yeah, and 25 LAs.
And LAs, yeah.
I bought one today. I found on RC Groups at 25 LAS.
I expect I'll be putting a FP25 on my flight streak because I don't have an LA.
How much did you pay for that 25 LAS?
$40.
Wow,
So $30 plus shipping. $10 shipping.
Not bad.
Nah. I mean, I had one already that I sold to Dane Martin like a dummy, but I was in that position. Well, okay, I need to sell this, but which I can get it back. But you know what? I was thinking ahead for the that Magician because I was going to put a Super Tiger 23 in it. But I'm leaning every day. I lean more and more towards just put a 25 LA and being done with it. Which I was going to take the one on my Ringmaster and do it. And
I don't have any experience with Super Tigers.
All right, yeah, this Nova system ain't going to work. It's too long. No, it was worth seeing. It's a little too long.
That carbon fiber in the on the long rod.
Yeah. Carbon fiber.
If
The,
it's too long, you can shorten it.
The horn for the elevator.
It's got a clevis instead of a ball link. I'm not wild about that.
Well, I mean, well, this one's actually screwed on there pretty good.
Yeah.
That's for a Nobler, so I guess really thin back there, Rusty.
Yeah.
That's why it's like that.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah, from because I think I had when I asked him about getting fully adjustable, and then he said that being an RF Nobler, you ain't got no room for adjustment back there.
Yeah, you know, I remember fighting that too. I don't remember what I've got in my Nobler. I've got that Nobler. I don't know if y'all remember or not, but it's all set up. The controls are all locked in place and at the right size and everything. All I just need to do is glue everything together, and it's a whole plane. But it's been just hanging in the shop forever now.
Yeah, I mean this thing's really well done in the lead outs. The only thing I'm not crazy about with his lead outs is the thickness of the lead outs are big. And it's the same. I mean, I got his 4-inch phenolic bell crank in the twister, and it's got the same lead outs, and they're freaking.
Are they really soft feeling, supple metal? Those thick ones?
Kind of, sorta, but they're smooth.
That sounds like what's in my Nobler.
And I mean, this is bigger.
Mine are bigger than 027, I think.
I can't even tell you what the size of these are. It's just big. But one goodie I did get a couple of weeks ago, because I know, eventually Tom Morris is going to go away, to the circle in the sky, and won't be able to get his lines no more. I did get a spool of 15,000 foot to do my own lines.
I bought those several times over, but I'd highly recommend buying a line from MBS Supply instead. They're much better quality. Those lines there, Jamie, sometimes they have a lot of tension in them.
Mm-hmm.
And what I've had to do is, I cut the length, oversized, obviously, and lay them out and let them unwind because they just have so much tension in them.
Oh, kind of like memory, like with fishing line has been wrapped up for so long, and it's just stay wound up.
Yeah, so you got to be very careful with that. In fact, I actually used swivels for the first day or two. I put some really nice swivels on it and get the wires to relax.
That's a pretty good idea.
Yeah, I mean, it was only like $25.
Yeah, I know. It's a good price. But
that'll give me, a couple of sets.
But I suspect that the lines that I really can't speak with all certainty, but they sure do feel like the lines you get from Tom Morris when you buy the ones from MBS Supply. They're really smooth and a lot of strands. Where like those lines are just 7 strands, and I think Tom Morris, his lines are 19 strands, depending upon which size. Not the 015, but the 018s might be like 19 strands.
Oh, I missed a new visitor when we were talking about lines. Guitar Guys 72.99 says with Hobbyco going out of business, is OS going away too? I don't know, Guitar Guys, but I do know that when I get those little paper booklets in the mail, the OS engines only show carbureted RC engines, and they don't show ones with the S designation or the control line Venturis. So yeah, we're probably going to have people making our Venturis and needle valves for us.
Well, as long as Jim Lee is around, that's going to be mine.
Yeah. Jim's a good source. There's several guys that are good sources for stuff like that.
I get my needle valves from Randy, and I get my Venturis from Jim.
And there's a place that RC Japan. I think you can get both from that place. Mm-hmm. And there's another place called Just Engines. It's an English company, and they They also sell parts like that.
Man, I don't know if I should just build a 109.
I just faded on the conversation for a second because I was typing a note to Guitar Guys, welcoming him to our chat group. Oh, Charles is mid-show phone call. No, that wasn't Charles. That was Jim.
That was me. Let me try to mute my phone. Well, it stopped ringing, so I was just slow to the trigger to get that mute button mashed.
Let's see.
Yeah, I saw Dennis in here for a quick second.
He popped in for a second just as I was doing that typing. I mentioned he was coming, but then he went away. Dennis, are you out there?
Size the tank cow.
Yeah, I wonder how Dennis is progressing on the Gladiator.
I don't know. We'll find out probably if he signs back in. Maybe he had to reboot his computer or something. I just typed a text message to him in case he can see YouTube.
Well, you know, I wonder if he's listening. Maybe if I can just talk some smack, he might come in.
Yeah. Talk about kicking his ass at the next contest.
Oh wow, it's actually a 1/4-inch freaking elevator. What is it? 3/16 flaps.
You need to get yourself a set of dial or electronic calipers for measuring stuff, Jamie.
Getting that, nothing beats a good old tape measure, man.
Oh, Steve Hines is trying to join.
Steve. Hey, bud, what's going on?
Yeah, mine too. Oh, hey, Steve.
Sorry I had to cut you short the other night. I felt terrible about that, but I just had to go. So
I should have went anyway because I'm finally like back to normal on my sleep times.
Oh, very good.
Here comes Dennis.
There he is.
I'm trying to get there.
Oh, Dennis, that's looking nice.
Yeah.
Oh, that looks great.
Yeah, let me click on that so everybody can see it, or at least the YouTubers. Oh, yeah.
Oh, wow, that is pretty.
Yeah, getting ready to do some of the graphics on it and then clear coat.
So you'll be flying in a couple weeks, Dennis?
We should be. I'm going to try if I can get it together. There's a contest at the end of August. So,
okay.
I can get together. If not, it's no big deal.
What is that charcoal colored paint that you got on there?
No, that's an Insignia blue.
Oh, really? Wow, it looks not on, it doesn't look like it on the camera.
Again, the lighting's not that good, so turn on another light here.
That or hold. You might even be able to hold like the wheel pants up to the camera a little bit.
Yeah, that looks bluer.
Yeah. Looks good.
Yeah, it looks really good, man. God, it's looking good.
So did you spray that over white, or did you put the white lines on it?
I put that's silver lines.
Oh, silver.
Pen.
Oh, that's funny, Steve. That's cracking me up, man.
Well, I didn't know if he back masked it or how he did it.
No, that's just ink lines, silver ink lines.
Oh, okay.
So you were serious, huh, Steve?
Well, yeah, that's how Chris Rudd paints all his lines. All of his ink that look like ink lines, them are all painted.
Wow.
He puts it down and puts thin tape or something and paints it and then pulls the tape up.
Wow. That sounds
all his black. I forget what he said, like 90-some% of all his lines are painted lines.
Wow. Well, that would be heavier than the way Dennis did it.
Yeah.
Are you saying you don't want vinyl stickers as panel lines?
I'm just saying that if you paint those on, I think it'd be heavier than inking them on, I think.
It might, I don't know how much black dope weighs. I know it doesn't take much to cover anything with it.
Nah, it's pretty light stuff. Jack Snavely said he got him a new Norvell Big Mig today, and it started right up. A lot of people have a hard time getting those cranked the first time. I always get springs with mine, starter springs, and that makes it a whole lot easier.
I ruined mine. I tried, I could get it to pop, and I got me a little half-A starter, and it won't do shit now. I think I ruined the piston fit in it. I never could get it.
Does it still have a pinch at the top when it's cold?
No.
Yeah.
And you can't put YS 2020 in everything, Steve.
I put it in Cox fuel in it that I had made up, and it would just go rrr, rrr. It just would never. I could never get it to run or draw fuel or something. I don't know. Then it quit even popping.
Fox glow plug solves everybody's problems.
For the first crank, I always put a Cox head on them for a brand new Norvell.
Oh, do you?
Yeah, makes it so much easier. Lowers the compression way down, and of course, like I said, I always use a spring too. That makes it start so much easier.
Oh, okay.
Norvell sells, envyengines.com sells springs for them. They're cool too because they'll fit lots of different engines. You can use them on Coxes, and it's got a tang off the back that's supposed to go in the clamp down under the engine mounting tab, but you can just zip tie that to the airplane's beam, and it works fine like that. You might have to wiggle it sometimes to make sure it's in line, but that makes them so much less aggravating.
Oh, okay.
All right, Charles. I know you're a guru when it comes to landing gear because I remember that whole debacle with Tom and the landing gear, and anyway, you know how the landing gear rod not being long enough, you should go as high as you can inside the wing with the landing gear block, so it don't.
I remember that discussion.
Right.
It needs to be longer than that, I'm gonna imagine.
Well, as long as there's a block on the very top, it needs to be able to reach the block inside the wing. There's another block. If you have another block that's to go into, it needs to reach the other block.
Yeah, I mean, there's a block that this is going to be going into. I just didn't know if the rod was long enough, or is that plenty length? Which, I mean, there it's at. I mean, at the break, it's about an inch long, right there from where it breaks up, where it 90s off.
I've used much longer ends than that on the, but then it's terminated with the block that's like on the top of the wing.
Yeah.
The wire goes in the bottom of the wing, but there's a termination block at the top of the wing inside.
Yeah.
That wire needs to be long enough to reach that so that it can't move.
Mm-hmm.
Is that 1/8 thick rod that you got there?
Yeah, it looks like it. Which, I mean, there's a block that goes right here on the side, and it's going to go up. And even if I make my own to where it goes the full, root of the rib from top to bottom, I just wasn't sure if the wire was long enough to where it would matter or not.
It looks short to me. It looks too short.
Now, Samantha's plane, that's how Chris does it, because otherwise it comes up into the lead outs. I didn't realize that's why people put on fuselage mounted gear. So if you get that rod too long, you'll rub your lead outs on it.
Yeah.
And Samantha's is fairly short but wider. See?
I mean, granted, judging where the bell crank is and the bracing for the landing gear, it's actually ahead of the lead outs on this plane.
Oh, okay.
It's probably actually like 1.5 inches behind the leading edge, give or take. I mean, I've never done wing mounted gear. I mean, I know it ain't nothing to it.
Is that a straight wing?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Well, you see what you was doing right there, Jamie. You was wiggling it.
Uh-huh.
That's a lot of leverage. Try to hold that short wire with your finger, and then bend it with the other. Bend the long end of the wire. Put your hand on it and bend that, and then try to hold the short one. You can't. You have too much leverage with the wheel.
Yeah.
That's why you want that thing longer, so you can overcome that leverage you have. By making any sense.
I can bend it just a little bit, but I mean it's not much.
Yeah.
The other thing you can do too is that on the upward piece that they put there, that fits into, you can put a triangle piece behind it. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm. I think so.
To even stiffen that. We used to do that on RC models. Because you got the piece that comes up, the wire goes in. Then on the back part of that, make a triangular brace, and that'll actually hold that from epoxy all that in. That'll hold that too.
Yeah, that's a good idea to gusset that out.
Yeah.
Make it stronger.
And it's actually kind of weird because it don't flow. We'll say like with like the airfoil or the wing, it actually goes opposite. So say if the wing's shaped like this, the bracing's actually going at the opposite angle like that across the wing. This.
What airplane's that for, Jane?
That's the P-51B Brodax.
Oh.
So I'm gonna more or whatever.
I braced it up because I know on my brother's P-40 Warhawk, we had to cut in and redo them because they got all loose and it's flopping.
Yeah, which I mean it comes with the blocks for it, but let's see, they are definitely not long enough. These things are like, man, these things look ½ inch, 3/4, and I know that ain't. Yeah, 3/4. But I'm gonna go to full span from like say top to bottom.
Yeah, good idea.
And but I guess the wire, I can get some 1/8 rod and I could try bending myself just to have that just a little bit longer. But I'm not gonna go too wild and crazy with it. I mean,
if you don't feel comfortable bending that wire, you could probably call Brodax and have them make you one specifically with a longer wire. That'd be perfect.
I mean, I can bend it myself. I'm not worried about that. I just don't know if it's really necessary.
I can never bend that shit. It always breaks on me. I'll crack the 90. I always get a crack in it. And it's usually like the last bend I do after I sit there. I got so much damn pieces of wire in my garage that got cracks in it. So I don't know if I'm using the right kind of wire or not.
Yeah, I mean, because like our field, the ground's hard everywhere, but I mean, with the grass and whatnot, we have no ruts or divots or surprises anyway on our circles. And then all the other places we fly at, it's all concrete. So
that's nice. Yeah, I fly on grass and it's not the smoothest, so I need a really sturdy landing gear.
I've had trouble with 1/8 inch wire breaking too when I bent it until I went and got this.
And what's this?
And this is one of the Dubro's wire bending for 1/8 inch and 5/32.
Oh, that's a K&S wire bender.
Yeah.
Or yeah, I'm sorry, K&S. And that it gives a better bend, a smoother bend, and so it doesn't fracture the metal.
Yeah, that's a good idea. I have both sizes. That's the mighty one. I have the mighty.
I want to get the smaller one because they said the smaller ones, but because that's what I have in the garage that I bust 1/8 inch wire with. And someone told me if you get the smaller one, it doesn't do that.
Hold that up again, Dennis. I was away when you showed us that.
what?
I got a 13.
Oh, yeah.
So,
Yeah, that's a heavy duty sucker there. Yeah.
Where the wire fractures is sometimes you try to bend too tight of a radius, and that'll fracture the wire.
Yeah.
12 inch? I mean, a 6 inch bows?
Yeah.
The 4, 5, 6.
What about annealing it first? That's going to make it too soft.
Then you lose the stiffness.
That's what I thought. Then it's too soft for its service life.
Yeah. Don't ask me how I know.
Yeah, I just
Okay, I won't.
the idea was I use a Q-tip on it.
I'd recommend also buy the wire from a hobby store. I bought wire one time from Home Depot, and it wasn't really true.
Flying and slid at my back. I don't want that shining on me. You know, so I need to clean this top off and then just spray this one time, and it's good.
Now they call what we buy music wire. It's actually piano wire as far as what it's manufactured for. Is that right?
Yeah, that sounds right. I think they're interchangeable, music wire and piano wire.
I tell you what, 1/8" piano wire. I'd hate to try to damn restring a piano with that.
No shit.
Yeah, I know, it's amazing, but that's where it comes from.
I'm sure they got the tools for it.
I'm just looking over this.
Yeah, this size is like this.
That's the medium size one?
Yeah.
Oh, that's a 5" then.
Cool.
But
You know how much you selling those for? $5?
8.
Oh.
well, I talked to John Paris on his. He was having problems with his Stalker 51. Cleaned it. He says back like brand new again.
Wow. No, I've been interchanging, maybe cleaning my 81. I mean, it's running fine, but what if I'm missing something? If it run even better? Because the top of my piston is all black.
The top
of the head is all brown.
What he said was that he thought he was going lean or going rich, like the same time you had, and it was actually going lean or whatever.
Giving you more because it's a lot of them.
And he said once he cleaned it, it completely went away.
That's
wow. I might look into doing that.
That's a quarter off of what you.
I can ask him what all he did. I know that he said he
12 all the same.
Physically and he put it in a crock pot too. So I don't know if he took a little bit of triple lot. Shit, I can't think.
A crock pot, yeah.
Well, they use the antifreeze, don't they?
It is.
Antifreeze
Yeah.
crock pot?
Yeah, he used antifreeze and he used triple lot. That's
staying up late. A lot
that little wire. I can't think, like a Brillo pad. What the hell they call that?
Scotch Brite or?
No, it's triple lot. It
Steel wool.
Steel wool. Steel
Steel
wool.
wool.
Yeah, steel wool.
Yeah, they have triple lot, and they also have I've seen quad too. Super fine.
Super fine, yeah, whatever it is. But yeah, I think he used that and the cylinder and the piston and stuff and just cleaned it up real nice. And it's like a brand new motor. But I think he's not going to run any caster in it like they tell you not to.
Yeah. Yeah, I tried running a little bit of caster in my motor. Didn't like it.
Yeah.
But I'm
Hey,
down.
Charles, was it Bob, the one I met down at Whittier Narrows that came down with you?
Yeah.
He had that Rojet that wouldn't run. And
Right.
Find out he was running it on caster.
Yeah, and probably had too much caster too. I wouldn't be surprised.
Yeah, you need to talk to Rich Oliver because he was telling me about that. That I think they only run 5% or 3%. It's really light caster. He says, but everybody wants to argue about it, so they just say, well, run 10% caster in it. But he said that it doesn't need it. That motor that he ran at the World Championships is the first 70 or 67 or whatever. I think there's a 67 ever made.
Right.
He's still running it after this many years.
Wow. Yeah. That's a great testimony. Yeah, I'm sure the metallurgy and the technology, you don't need all the caster we had to use back in the day.
Yeah, with steel.
Yeah.
In the instructions I got with my Rojet, they say to run 10% nitro, 22% oil, with 5% being caster.
Okay.
Yeah. But yeah, Rich, he had a hard time getting his engine to run on that Motul oil. That was so funny. Everybody was taking their airplanes apart looking to see what was vibrating because that shit come out blacker than hell. I mean, it looked just like aluminum on aluminum vibrating.
Yeah, I know what that looks like. I follow you.
Yeah, yeah. I never like to see black in my exhaust.
No.
But yeah, they were all seeing it. But I mean, everybody over there, hell, they're running no nitro and shit on theirs. Theirs,
Yeah.
they all seem to run fine.
Yeah, I have to special order my fuel. I get FIA synthetic fuel from Morgan Fuels.
Oh, okay.
There's no nitro. It's all synthetic. But I add some synthetic to it.
Chris Rudd had his engine really running good. That 75 ran great.
What was the nitro percentage of the fuel y'all used in France?
I think they were using, I believe they had 10 and 5, or they had 15 and 5, and they were mixing it up, you know, pouring into an empty container to.
Yeah.
But I think some of that stuff I seen Chris running just said 10 on it, but I don't know if it was true 10 or not.
Yeah.
Because they had different fuels and stuff like that.
So, Dennis, so how are you going to mix up your fuel? Are you going to, I know Power Master used to make fuel specifically for Rojets, and they stopped doing that. So,
Yeah,
what do you do?
Talking with Brett Buck, who got me hooked up on this Rojet, was he said to run the Power Master 10% air. It's called 10% air.
Right. I remember that one.
Is that what you got? You going to put a Rojet in that one right there, Dennis?
No. This is going to have an LA46 OS.
Oh, okay.
1022, baby. Ow.
Well, I get my cataract taken out in September.
Okay.
But I got 2400 vision in my left eye.
2400 vision.
Right. I can't see clear at that. He said the next thing is fingers. How many fingers can you see? That's how bad my left eye is.
Wow.
I have no depth perception, and I'm wondering if that's because I told him in the last 3 or 4 months it's really got bad, and he says no, it's been bad for a long time, but your brain takes over and like just gets rid of that. But I'm wondering that's one reason why I'm having such a hard time flying with no depth.
I've got a blind spot in the lower inside corner of my left eye. Inside, yeah, and my brain just fills it in. I can't tell it's there.
So, see, was that your right eye, you said?
No, my left eye.
Are you right eye dominant?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so that's what the doctor was saying is my brain's just filling in I think I see out of my left eye, but I really don't. So.
Yeah, so it could be showing you something that's not really quite there.
Well, maybe that's why I keep swearing the ground is higher higher here in Michigan than any place else because I keep running into it. But I don't think I got good perspective of where the airplane into the ground is or something.
Yeah.
Wow, that might make the difference. Yeah.
Well, try using timing along with your vision. A lot of pilots fly their corners by timing, and I don't know how you could possibly do that because every day the wind is a little different and the acceleration down is a little bit different. So if I tried to 1, 2, 3, boom, that's what would happen to me.
We do it on 2 next time. 1, 2.
Yeah. Oh, 2.5.
Yeah, 2.5. But
you crashed on 3, so next time 2.5.
Yeah. Just take a whole carload of combat planes out there.
Yeah, so yeah, I started noticing that at night is when I'm really having a problem driving and stuff, but I catch myself turning my head to look into my mirror because I can't see anything out of that eye. So I have to I keep thinking, why am I turning my head? Well, I ain't seeing nothing.
Wow, that's amazing. Wow. Wow.
But yes, it's kind of crazy that your brain can just take over and fill in shit that isn't there on your other eyeball.
And ladies and gentlemen, we call that LSD.
Yeah, but I don't see dancing bears out of the blind spot. Where
Neither do I, but it doesn't mean they're not there. I may be 34, but I've seen some stuff.
I only seen one person in my life on LSD, and
I seen my math teacher. That was wild.
I was like, "Oh my god, I can't believe anybody would do something like that."
Oh, Minnesota Mike just came in. Howdy, Mike. What's going on, man?
I'll be right back.
All right.
So, Charles, you doing any flying?
Yeah, I've been flying a lot lately. Today I flew six flights today, and then Friday I flew 8.
You getting your maneuvers tighter?
A little bit, yeah. Working on it. Well, actually, I've really been working more on the engine run and the trim of the airplane. But I'm at the point now where I think I can really focus on me. You know, I know I said that before, but I can now. It's even better, so I can really focus on me. So I'm pretty content. As a matter of fact, I was so excited to get out there today because of my reps on Friday. I had such good reps, and now I was just loving it. I couldn't even stop. By the time I stopped flying on Friday, it was 108 degrees, and I put the majority of my flights in with temperatures of 103, 105. But I was really enjoying it. And today was a little cooler. And yeah, so the plane and the engine's running pretty good. So I'm not gonna be flying a whole lot. I still got to find time to do other things, but I'm pretty excited about flying. Once or twice a week.
Good.
I could do that. I could fly almost every day if I wanted. I think
Wow.
the fact that I'm by myself, I just have no appeal to go do it. Although I know it would help me tremendously just to get handle time,
Yeah, well, I go out there with goals, or I have goals in mind, and so that's what pushes me. I remember when my goal was to get over 500 points. So I remember when I had another goal of learning how to do the hourglass or the 4-leaf clover, and then these goals would just push me to go out there and fly.
And that's what I need to do, because I filmed my flights yesterday and watching them. My flights from Saturday, and watching them with flying with this twister. It's like, yeah, nobody's going to be watching this video. But it's like, but then I tell myself, I'm like, okay, I may have in my lifetime completed 10, 15 actual, full pattern flights. So I can't expect it to be pretty.
No, you can't.
And so I can fully see what I mean, what my coach means by when he says make them bigger, because the square is not supposed to be this big to me. And when I'm looking on video, they're this big, literally, when they should be like this big. Wow. And it's my positioning. Say, like with my square 8s, I need to start them in the center of my body.
Right.
Right up your nose.
Yeah. Whereas my regular, like say inside 8s or my outsides, I start them center when I should be doing them off my shoulder. That way they actually come out square in front of me, and I'm not chasing it off to the right or chasing it off to the left. But I think one of the it's like
the biggest mistakes a lot of the intermediate flyers make, and I know I was making it, was trying to make the maneuvers too tight.
Yeah.
I had such a hard time getting over that.
Now you make the maneuvers big enough so the plane can fly through them, and it's a lot easier to do the pattern.
Yep, and like they always tell me, fly it out, especially the squares, fly it out. And I tell you what, that freaking 2K clear, I'm shooting raw 1020. I'm putting raw 1022 on my stooge, and it ain't coming off. Ain't no color.
That's great.
no, I guess you could say deformation of color. No orange, no nothing. It's still nice
Wow.
and solid. No peeling, no scratching, no nothing. I'm sold.
Awesome. Awesome.
Now I know it'd look better, if you fill in the grains and all that other good stuff before you paint. But I tell you what, a stooge is an excellent test piece because it's going to soak up the most fuel out of anything.
That's a great idea. It's true. Yeah, and filming yourself that's what I have to do. I don't really have a coach, so I'm just I got one good video of my flight today, and only one out of all the video I shot. But that's kind of what I do. I watch the video and I see my tendencies, and I'm working on it. So have you flown, Dennis?
What's that?
Have you flown?
Oh yeah. I didn't go out today. I would have normally gone out today, but this weekend had a heavy weekend. I was pretty tired. But I'll probably go out tomorrow morning. Put in about 3 or 4 flights. I've been flying. I'm working on this profile, and don't be surprised at Golden State if you see me flying a profile in advance, because this plane flies so good and is trimmed so well that I'm having troubles justifying flying my other one.
Wow. Well, you know what? Yeah, whatever you can present better, that's what I would do. I mean, I remember I was flying my Oriental, and one of my friends, he thought that I present the Oriental better than the Strega, and I was like thinking to myself, there's no way I'm flying that Oriental. I don't like how it flies. But he said it presented better, and I was like, I couldn't figure that out. But I like how the Strega flies. That's what I enjoy flying.
Jamie, did you fly your plane, your new plane this weekend?
Yep, flew Saturday.
How to fly?
Pretty good. Only took about 4 or 5 flights to get it trimmed out, and that's with the flaps, elevator, the tank adjustment. We just put it like a hair above center, or like how my coach says, 1 fin line above the glow plug.
Yeah.
And ain't touched it. It hummed the entire time. Just perfect. And that's what that 46 LA ain't been fully broke in yet. It was on the Cardinal when I crashed it, and we were working on breaking it in. And it's ran fine. I think we're launching it. At one point, we were launching it at like 96 to 9,800 RPM. And then one flight, I think we launched it at 92, and it still ran good. But
so is it touchy? Is it a touchy airplane or?
It turns.
Yeah.
But I mean, it's not so bad to where you think about it and all of a sudden it's going up. But it's sensitive. I like it. It's just I just need to get some time on it to get accustomed to it, because like that primary force is kind of slow on the handle.
Oh, okay.
To an extent, it just depends. But this one is just mainly with the loops, where say like with the Ringmaster, I can just hold it in one position and it'll come around. Where this one, I got to kind of, you got to kind of feel it around and make
through the circle. Yeah, well, all of my planes are like that. I have to fly them and adjust through the circle.
Which I don't mind that. I mean, that'll make you better. Yeah, I guess it might make you better.
Anything that complicates it makes it score lower.
Mm.
So if you can hold it in one place,
yeah,
it really will groove into the same slot all the way around 3 times in a row. Then hell yeah.
I mean, it might, because it could just be me.
Yeah.
I got a question. I mean, y'all been in this longer than me. Y'all probably know scales a lot more than I do. What would you consider the scale of a 480 square inch wing? What scale would that be? 1.6, 1.7, 1.8?
I have no idea.
Yeah, I don't know either. Depends on how big the airplane. If it's a Boeing 747.
Well, I mean, say like a 48-inch wingspan.
Google the wing area of the full-size plane and then just do the math.
Yeah, but I was in Algebra 1 for 4 years, so you can't expect me to do math. Even
Yeah,
a calculator gives me trouble.
It might be a 5th scale. A
'Cause
lot of
this-
the little warbirds, 40 size, used to be like 5th scale.
Just
Yeah.
divide the little number into the big number, and the answer on the other side of the equal sign should be the scale, shouldn't it?
I'm not sure how that works.
Or the inverse. No, should be the scale.
I don't know, because I'm just looking up. I'm on Cali Graphics and looking up, the different schemes for the warbirds for this plane, just to get an idea and I want to get the right scale. Because I would go through a certain other individual, but that would involve a phone call and a 3-hour conversation. I really do not want to have.
That sounds like Charles.
Yeah, and hearing the same story that I've heard 5 different times from 5 different phone calls.
I like Charles, but boy, that guy is running on full throttle all the time, isn't he?
LSD. I mean, nice guy and all, but on the phone, I just can't. My head hurts. I feel like a woman. Just give me a Tylenol, let me go to sleep and leave me alone.
Now, Charles might be listening to us, Charles. I apologize. I'm not dissing you, man, but everybody's different,
Yeah. You guys just talking about me. Getting dogged out, man, I'm telling you.
Oh, well, not you, the other Charles.
Yeah, I knew it wasn't me.
Oh,
yeah, we don't talk about you when you're on.
Yeah, once I get off, that's when you start talking
about your Nats planes with the stickers.
So, have you put panel lines on that new airplane yet, Jamie?
Nah. Nah. Although I do have where is it at? Where's it at? That I scored. During Hobby Lobby's really amazing sale. 8 India ink pens.
Wow. For how much?
$30 set I got for $8.
Yeah. And to use a ruler with cork backing on it, don't you?
Yeah, I've been told different ways, especially something with tape under a ruler and that, and
masking tape will do it. Anything that pulls it off of the surface.
What I'm gonna do, I got that Skyray 35. I'm gonna build it and I'm gonna have some fun. A better find or a junk plane, just hey. In fact, that Cardinal that's hanging on the wall over there. There we go.
Did you see that black and yellow Tudor that Shug built and tried his first try at ink lines on it?
Yeah,
that was incredible.
Mm-hmm.
So
yeah, I'm gonna show you this.
Let me see this here. Let me click on you.
You see that?
Click on you too.
Oh,
so
wow. Let's see Indiana Visitor's Guide.
Oh, I thought I clicked on you.
Okay.
Now we can see it.
Oh, wow. So now you're back in the background somewhere with your cigarette. Are you back in the background behind Samantha?
No, I'm not. I didn't make this picture.
Hold it up higher. Your thumbnails. There we go.
You'll see Steve in the faint background with his face glowing like.
Yeah. What I thought was pretty cool is the visitor's guide.
Yeah, it's really cool.
The EMA.
And they must have photoshopped you out, but you're behind Samantha in a lot of pictures.
Leaning against the fence, taking a drag for life.
Well, I guess somebody said they're in France. There was some pictures or something, and I'm smoking. I'm like, what the hell is new? You think I went and smoke in France? Cigarettes or what?
Oh, is there a lot of no smoking in France like there is here in the U.S.?
Just like here.
Okay.
Can't smoke in the motels anymore. So many feet from a door. I think we got that shit from them. I don't know.
Probably so.
Or they got it from us. One of the two.
They are
famous cigarette smokers from way back too.
Yeah, I know it. Yeah.
Yeah, once I figure out the scale, I'm gonna go with a scheme off of Cali Graphics. I mean, you get all the little details and all that shit, other than panel lines. But I mean, like checkerboards, stars and bars, lettering, all that good stuff.
Now, Sparky may know how to do that because I know when he got into scale, he made up the paint masks and stuff. So he may know how to figure the scale for that.
Yeah, and it's pretty cheap too. So
I have a feeling it's going to be 5th or 6th scale.
that's what I'm thinking. I'm trying to remember because let's see, Boston USA,
like a quarter scale cub is pretty damn big.
Yeah, like Boston USA got their birds, and the 1/6 scale is like 40 size, and so it'll be close. That Berlin Express is, it's that one looks pretty nice.
But I don't think anybody would ever know for sure.
Like, I'm gonna screen share this. This is the one I'm thinking about going with.
Let me click on you, Jamie.
Yeah, I got it. Yeah.
Oh wow. Yeah, I like that.
Yeah, you got so many different ones.
Yeah, the one thing is, if it tells you how big the rondelles are and all that kind of stuff, then you may be able to measure it out and see if it'll work on your airplane. Give you kind of a sense of.
Yeah. I mean, lots of options. I mean, I would do the red tails, but they already got I think Don Cranfield flies, I think either a B or a D profile P-51, and he has the red tails on it, so I want to be different. They got I mean, so many options. I mean, it's a Mustang, so many different ones going on.
Yeah.
But I'm just trying to plan ahead because I'm definitely ain't using these stars and bars and Navy and all that other good jazz on it.
Well, one thing about it is that might give you an idea of how big to make them. If you measure some of them that they send with it, it may give you an idea that on the size you need to order. If it gives you, the round circle or the,
Yeah, I mean, I think on the drawings, they got it right here, and I mean, just roughly, it's like 5 inches around and 8 inches long. I'm going to lean with more about 1/6 scale, 1/5, 1/6. It's one or the other. And I mean, either would actually work. I mean, it's not like I'm going for actual scale here. I'm just going for it. It's just a scheme. That's all it is. As long as it ain't overpowering, too big, Yeah, but I'm going to be painting this one in acrylic, though.
Oh, okay.
I might try to use a Dr. Paper or silk span on the wings for the first time and paint the whole thing in acrylic because I could actually detail it with a brush instead of covering with monocoat, and just having acrylic and monocoat don't actually go good. They don't stick.
Hey, Dennis, is that shadow picture of the planes on the wall behind you the same plane as we're looking at on the table?
The one over here?
No, when you
back over here.
Next to the door.
All right. Well, I got to because I got to be up at 3:30 and it's 10:30, so it's already past my nighttime.
Okay.
Really?
Yeah, we're getting close to midnight.
Yeah, I'm going to get off here in a minute too, because I got to get up.
Yeah.
I might be on.
Yeah, I do a little rendering with the computer. Just
Nice.
Coloring some of the patterns.
Yeah, that's nice work.
That's really nice
What
work,
program are
man.
you drawing that with?
Yeah, in fact, I just had the numbers out, just check to see how they look. But Jamie, one of the things you can do, like on some of those the graphics that you want to do, you can go out and buy water soluble decal paper,
Mm-hmm.
and then with the computer you can make up your own. Like when I did the cockpit, I made it my own and just print them out. Go out to Office Max, and they'll print them for me on the paper, and they come out really, really nice.
I just buy the paper at Hobby Lobby or Michael's.
Yeah. So like I said, these are some of the ones I did. I did the one. I have a little ringmaster that I did. Yeah, just you know, you go out and you find the image that you want, and just have it printed. You can scale it up and down whatever size you need.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
now,
that's
if you
always an
take
option.
it to, instead of using what I get from Hobby Lobby is inkjet paper, but yeah, if you can take it to Staples or wherever you said print shop and ask them to use laser printer paper, that's probably superior about colors fading and stuff like that.
Yeah, because they make two type of decal paper. They make the one the water soluble for inkjets.
Yeah.
They make another one for laser jets.
Yeah. And my inkjet ones, the red always fades real bad, real fast.
Hey Dennis, that image that print that you had that showed the side and the top view of the plane.
This one?
Did you draw that up?
Yeah, I drew this up.
Could I ask a big favor when you have spare time on something? I need a side view of a Nobler.
A side view?
Yeah, just of a Nobler, just a side view silhouette of a Nobler. No color, just a silhouette, because I want to make club decals for my club with the name around it. But I can't figure out how to get the side image of a Nobler to where I can do it.
I mean, Microsoft.
I normally will take an image of some type. I can trace over the image. I use a CAD software program to do all of this.
Mm-hmm.
I can take an image, bring an image, and then I can trace over it and give you a profile. All you want is just the outline of it. Just the outline of it, and I could just use the paint program or whatever on my laptop, and I could do the colors and whatnot. I just want like the silhouette of it, pretty much. Yeah, I would have to find, if you can find one that's close, that I could trace. Yeah, I can do that and give you something like that. But to draw it up from scratch, I don't have no dimension. I need some dimensions and stuff of it to make it look like it's proportionally correct. Oh, okay. I didn't know if you already had one or not.
That pretty easy in Microsoft Publisher in about 5 minutes. Actually,
there's a good person use the. I think the plans are on Hip Pocket, the Nobler.
That's right.
Okay. Yeah. See, I can check that out. Let me check into it, Jamie, see what I can come up with, because it doesn't take long to do that. If you just want the profile, just some line work, that's fairly easy to do. But if I have something to work with, is what I need to have to start with. Yeah, because all I need is just the image file, and then that way I could edit, put the words around, Baton Rouge byliners around, and whatever else I want to add to it. And that way I could just email it to my friend who's actually going to print out the decals for me, or the vinyl stickers, if you want to call them, to stick on the trucks and the fuel boxes and stuff. Okay, let me see what I can do. Yeah, sure. Cool. Yeah, whenever, whenever.
Well, we got great conversations going over on YouTube tonight. They're talking amongst themselves. That's good.
Yeah. Yeah, I see them talking or texting.
When I get involved, I enjoy talking to them, but then I'll lose what y'all are talking about and come back and have missed part of y'all's conversation.
Yeah, they're not even talking about airplanes. They're talking about racing.
Yeah.
Well, guys, I'm getting off because I got to get up early in the morning.
Okay, Steve. Well, thanks for dropping in. Yeah. You probably got more France stories to tell us sometime.
Oh, yeah. I've already, heard from my brother and stuff that they weren't impressed with France and McDonald's and stuff like that, because you order all your stuff on a kiosk and you get a number. Well, one guy only ordered a Coke, but they didn't give him his Coke, and he had to wait 5 minutes for it. But you get a number, and it's like going to the DMV. When your number comes up, you get your order.
I mean, they have that down here. We have those now down here, the little kiosks. Down here too.
Oh, do you?
Yeah, down here we have the cups right next to the kiosk. When you order your drink, you just grab the cup, you go to register, and you pay right there at the kiosk.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, that's the way they did it. But there, they get the pop for you. They don't give you the cup. Now at Kentucky Fried Chicken, they gave you the cup, and then you went, and then you scan your ticket, and then it gives you what you told them you want.
Oh, it dispenses the whatever drink you want.
Yeah.
And that's different.
Yeah. So
I hope they make better Kentucky Fried Chicken in France than they do in America.
it was good. I tell you what, it was. I ate so much different stuff. That was like my favorite meal there after a week. It was like, oh my God, I had a chicken sandwich and stuff. It was so good.
Were you able to get a good cheeseburger or anything?
Yeah, they got Burger King and McDonald's there. They got 3 different size Big Macs. And then instead of the quarter pounder, you know, they call it the
Royale, according to John Travolta. Yeah.
Yeah, they do. It's called the Royale. And then they got some other kind of burger there that we don't have here, but I didn't try it. I just got my Big Mac. And
So are there French fries called French fries in France?
pommes frites.
They're called Tom Fritz?
Pommes frites.
Tom Fritz.
Yeah.
Really? I was just being facetious.
I think potato fries, I think, is what it translates to. And then either they give you mayo or ketchup. They ask you what you want for your fries. Because they all eat it with mayonnaise.
I've heard that. Hey, Steve, you don't have to tell us all about it tonight. I was just saying.
Yeah.
You got probably plenty of them when they come out spontaneously. We'll enjoy them when you can tell them to us. I hated having to leave it the other night because you were clicking along pretty good, telling us all about it.
Yeah, shit, as old as I am, hell, I probably won't remember nothing about it in 6 months. So.
Why don't you get Samantha to come in here sometimes, or sit down at her own computer, phone, tablet, or whatever, and talk with us while you're on too.
Get her to do that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd like to hear her perspective. That'd be cool to see what she thought of it.
Yeah, because she could be on too, just along with you in her own station.
Yeah, I'll have her do that. We'll plan when she ain't doing nothing or whatever. But
you think she'd like doing that?
Yeah, she'd get on. Let everybody know what she thought.
Yeah, good.
So, all right, guys, have a good night. Probably see you Friday.
Take it easy.
All right.
Yep. Bye.
In fact, I got to get out of here too. So we'll talk to y'all everyone later.
Okay, Dennis. Thanks for coming in.
All right. See ya.
Well, just the diehards now.
It's the diehards here.
Yeah. And it's 11:47. Oh, what you want to talk about? Oh, I know. Hang on. Let me get my phone. I wrote down something on my notepad here to talk about.
All right. I got a green box of Mike and Ike's.
Oh, did you?
Yeah, I haven't opened it up yet.
That's the first time you've had the green box?
First time. I haven't opened it up yet.
The strawberry ones are new. I used to throw those away, but I finally just eat them now. But I like the other flavors a lot. They're good and fruity. Okay, let's see. Language anomalies. You remember we were kind of talking about that the other night?
Yeah.
And I wrote down a few that I thought of. I was telling Holly about that conversation. And a couple of years ago, all the kids were saying, epic. That was epic, man. I'm like, what? Epic? Do you even know what epic means?
Yes. Yeah. Yeah, exactly. Just talking about how it sounds.
The 3 of them that, well, Holly used to hate when people would say, you guys, you know, and she's sitting at the table or something. A waitress comes up and says, you guys. And I always like, I'm not a guy.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, and I just used one of them, like, when I said, I'm like, I'm not a guy. And when everybody started prefacing substatements with the word like, I thought, well, this is dumb. It took me a while to figure it out, but it actually does function now for me. Do you use like that kind of talk, man? You know,
like I don't use that word too much.
Have you heard it a lot? Maybe it's just
I've heard it a little bit.
Yeah, maybe it's more of a southeastern thing for all I know. And you probably like this one, but I don't like it when people say, have a blessed day. They're making assumptions I don't know. I feel like they're making assumptions based on what they want me to be, you know, and whether or not I am what they want me to be. And I just, like, I don't know, you know, leave statements like that out of it for me. What about you? Do you hear people say that? Or do you use that?
Well, all my emails, I end my emails with blessings.
Oh, okay.
All my emails, I put blessings, comma, Charles, you know?
Yeah. Well, that's different to me. That I consider, and this, maybe it's because I live in this Bible Belt, because I consider it to be a Christian evangelistic thing to say, have a blessed day. And
Yeah.
that's what I do not like evangelism. I have no problem. I grew up a Christian. I grew up an Episcopal, and I have a highest respect for it. But evangelism rubs me the wrong way.
Yeah. You know, have a blessed day. It does. I do see what you're saying as far as the assumption and all that, but it really is just,
Maybe I'm getting it wrong. We talked about that the other night too.
you know, have a blessed day. I mean, a blessed day. I mean, the blessings of the Lord can make someone well and healthy and
Yeah.
wise, and even have um, you know, riches. You know.
Yeah.
So it's really, I think,
Well,
I would think that would be the ultimate day a person could have, is
yeah.
a blessed day.
Yeah, it's better than have a crappy day. I mean,
yeah, it is. But
take a blessed day.
There's that evangelical tinge to it. I do see how someone could it could rub them the wrong way. I could definitely see that. I could understand that. I mean, it's kind of like an uninvited
evangelistic
yeah.
attack.
Yeah. But I would just think of it as the best day a person could possibly ever have. You know.
Yeah. Okay.
And try to, you know, I would just recommend just try to think of it as the best day a person could possibly have.
I don't get snarky about it or anything. It's just.
Well, I know you don't. You haven't been through it that way toward me. You know where I'm at, so.
Yeah.
You know, you don't hang up on me when I call you and stuff. Or don't answer. You answer when I call you.
Yeah, most of the time. Well, all the time when you call me, yeah. Most of the time I answer. Sometimes my phone actually doesn't ring for whatever reason. I don't know why.
And when someone doesn't answer, I know, you know, life sometimes it's just not a good time, you know. I mean,
yeah,
it's just not a good time. I can understand that.
Oh yeah, that's true for anybody. If I just, it's a bad time to answer the phone, I just don't answer it. If it's important, they'll leave a message.
Yeah. So I'm yeah, too bad we didn't look closer. I really wish we lived closer. I really do. That'd be great to hang out. For real though, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I was doing one of those things we was talking about. For real though?
I've never heard that expression.
Oh really? Out here in California, it's for real though. For real? Yeah. For real though.
Oh, yeah. I have.
Yeah, so that's something that I hear out here. And
yeah,
the thing I think I just don't like the most, and I told you last week, I just don't like people when they say, "All right, boss." I just cannot stand that.
Yeah. When did we stop seeing groovy?
Oh, I know, that's been like forever.
That faded out in the early '80s, I guess.
Yeah.
Maybe before that.
Yeah, I think before that.
And actually, being in the groove is not a bad thing.
No, it's like when we're flying and we're in the
yeah, you're grooving
in the zone.
But I think it got to be an empty noise instead of actually meaning anything.
Yeah.
some words will do that. They'll be popular, and then they just turn to noise, and people quit using them.
Yeah, I know. You can tell someone's age sometimes by the words they use. I know when I was young, and I remember older people would say things, and I go, "That person is clueless. We don't say that no more."
Yeah.
But I've always referred to older people saying that kind of stuff, And I imagine that's probably has happened to me being 60 years old. I'm probably saying things, and young people are probably going,
Yeah, that's what Jack posted on YouTube a minute ago. Slang gets around. Kids are amazing with passing sayings over the ages.
Yeah. Well, kids today, I mean, it's like everything is abbreviated too. I'm just like, are they going to really be able to talk? I mean, every time they write things, they're just using.
Yeah, that's what actually he was said that too. He said like LOL, OMG, that kind of stuff.
Yeah. Yeah.
Unfortunately, I resisted for a long time, but I started using LOL because everybody else did. There's only so many ways you can convey attitudes or emotional things. Emoticons just don't do it, and little whatever you do with the text, whatever you call those things, that you do with like a smile with the closed paren and the colon, or a frown with the open paren and colon.
Yeah. 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 That stuff is just kind of goofy to me.
Yeah.
I mean, I've used LOL too because it does. I mean, everyone knows what that means, and some things you're laughing out loud, and that's not as accurate.
Yeah. I took a informal poll on Cox Engines forum and asked them if they like haha or LOL better, and it came back pretty solid with LOL as the preferred.
Uh-huh. Yeah, well,
when somebody just blows me out of my chair.
What's that?
When somebody just blows me out of my chair, I usually write ha 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 ha. Yeah, I like if I blow Coke out of my nose when I, read it and laugh. Then
Yeah.
I'll type a ha 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 ha.
Yeah, that's funny. That's funny. Yeah, I've done that too. Done them both.
It's a pretty good show tonight.
Yeah, I really enjoy. I just cannot talk about model airplanes enough, and I love when I learn things, from other people. I hear something I didn't know before, or
yeah,
like the 2K. I mean, I didn't know about that about a couple months ago, and now I still haven't seen what it looks like. But and then today I asked where can you find it, and eBay. Okay, eBay or
an
auto shop
or a marine shop. Yeah.
Yeah. So I just it all helps. I'm trying to get better and better all the time.
Yeah. I forget a lot of what I learn on here, but I do retain some things that I'm glad we talked about.
Right. But the good thing is we can always go back and watch the videos,
If you can find it. Yeah, it's kind of like looking through Wendy videos, though.
I know. There's a lot of videos. Yeah.
I think I've done over 100 of them now.
Wow.
Maybe more. Probably more than that.
Yeah.
I don't remember when. I think I started in about March. A year ago, March 2017. So through 2017 and through 2018, that's 2 a week, and 52 weeks in a year. So I don't know. I've only missed about 2 or 3 of them when I go to the beach or something like that, or when I break a hip. I didn't. Did I even miss any with the broken hip? I don't. Yeah, I missed one. I think the Friday that I came home from the hospital.
Yes. Yeah. Yeah. So how's your hip progressing? You think you're gonna fly this summer?
I don't know. I went for my follow up on Thursday, and he's looking at me about every 4 months, taking pictures, and And he says I'm okay on track, but on track to where is not clear. And I don't think it's clear to him either, partly because I'm such a different case from everybody else after, the long 33 years dialysis and all that. It's hard to predict how my bones are going to react to anything, but all of the cracks have filled in with new bone. So
Awesome.
Looks good.
Oh, man,
one of the pins is backed out maybe about 3 or 4%. And he said most of them do that and then stop. And that one is not one that's used for great structural integrity so much as assembling the rest of the shit, the big bolt and the clamps. So he said everything's where it's supposed to be. And I just need to try to get off the cane more. The cane's killing my hand too.
Oh, I imagine.
But just my stamina is the main thing. I get tired every 50 feet. I have to take a break. But if I can get the stamina back, I'll be trucking along pretty good. Whether I'm ready to fly when October gets here, I'm hoping so. But that's with reserved enthusiasm,
Yeah. Well, you just we gotta just go at it, baby steps. Just always just most people think. I'm going to talk a little bit about the Bible just a little bit.
That's all right.
In the Bible, it talks about patience, having patience. And a lot of people think that means just laying back and kicking back, but no, patience is actually a constant pressure against another force.
You got to go get it. Yeah.
That's what patience is.
I'm not waiting for it to come to me.
Exactly. You got to push against it. It's a constant push. That's what patience is. And so, so when I'm saying to be patient, I just wanted to be clear. I'm talking about that kind of patience.
Absolutely. Yeah. That is not lost on me at all. Oh, Bob Bishop came back. Hey, Bob.
Yeah.
So run out and fix somebody's computer once in a while.
But,
I am guilty of being a little lax sometimes, but I'm more guilty of overdoing it and then paying for it for a couple of days.
It's a frustrating thing because you feel good and then you overdo it and you go take 2 steps backwards now, and you're trying to anticipate how much to exert yourself. It's like it's not easy. So I feel you on that one.
But rather than good days and bad days, I've graduated to good weeks and bad days.
Oh, good. Good. That's great. That's great. Yeah, you just want to keep improving. And, I remember even just laying off, doesn't matter what it is, man, it's hard to come back, because your body atrophies, you lose muscle tone, and
oh yeah, I gotta loosen up. My shoulders won't go where they used to, and I gotta make sure I can reach overhead. It's my other shoulder that is the most restricted, but it's been bad for a while. Just sometimes it gets frustrating because I've had so much hitting me from different directions for so long that it just piles up in my brain sometimes and drives me a little nuts. But it just gets tiring. But I'm still at it. I don't plan on giving it up.
Well, obviously because you're around it, and I'm glad that you're still hosting the show. And
this show keeps it in my head. That's good.
I bet. And and it still is. Even flying is part of it, but building is part of it. Going to contests is part of it.
Yeah.
It doesn't necessarily have to be all or nothing. Where you only can, if you can't fly, forget it. But I'm believing that things are gonna be well with you. just going to take time, especially with your persistence and the patience we're talking about, a constant effort going after it, and just getting in. I mean, and we're getting older, and like myself, I am still pushing against my back injury. I'm constantly trying to get that thing loosened up and, um, and make progress, trying to find stretches that will work for me, and just trying to find a way to get better. So I think once you get that cardinal built, all those things kind of drive us too. They pull us.
Yeah, I'm getting closer. Just talking about it as much as I do and never doing anything is embarrassing.
Well, life gets in the way. I can't believe how long it's been since I've touched my Pathfinder. Over a month. And I've been working on my office, and then lately I haven't been working on my office. I've been working on my Strega because I just got so excited when I found a significant gain, and I got so excited about that. I just put everything aside to fly. I haven't flown twice in a week in a long time, and it looks like I'm going to fly twice this week. I flew today because of what I experienced Friday. I was just so excited, and it's been a long time since I've had those kind of reps. 8 flights at least.
Yeah,
that was super. And then today was 6, and I mean, I'm beginning to worry about my fuel. As I'm beginning to get.
I got a guy across town that's got a couple of gallons waiting for me to buy them from him. He got them back in October. So, yeah, I need to get that. It's Power Master 1022. I'd like to have some 522 also, but that might help that twister get through the pattern with a little bit more overhead.
Yeah. Yeah, so I actually, I already talked to the hobby store that orders the FIA fuel for me, and I got to just keep on her and make sure they get it for me. But they order fuel by the pallet, so they wait till they actually can do a pallet load. And so the guy actually brings it in by pallet. So, and he has great prices. I mean, I can get a gallon of fuel for, $15.
Yeah,
that's pretty good. And then 15% would be like $19, that's pretty good. I don't know if you can beat that. How much you pay for fuel over there?
About 25 now. When I first got in the hobby, it was 20, then it was 22, and now it's 25. Depends on who I buy it from too. If Will goes out and buys a pallet of it for the club, then I'll get it for 20.
And that's the Power Master you're talking about?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's probably the going rate. I mean, Power Master is a lot more expensive than the Cool Power and the Omega fuel I get.
Yeah.
I mostly get the Cool Power, which is the synthetic.
If I bought Omega, I'd have to doctor on it, wouldn't I? Or Cool Power? Do they make anything for me? 1022.
Cool Power is all synthetic. You'd probably be better off with the Omega. And then you might have.
Made by, is that Morgan also?
They're both Morgan, yeah. The Omega is Castrol mix, and the synthetic is all Cool Power. Cool Power is all synthetic. But the Omega is a combination of the blend of synthetic and Castrol. It's just kind of like Power Master. They're 1022.
Yeah.
Except the Power Master has 18%. Usually, well, I know the 10% air, I think, is 50-50. Whatever the oil is, it's half synthetic and half Master.
Yeah. Yeah, that's the way I like it.
And that's how Omega is. Well, a lot of people don't like Omega fuels. Out here, people, and I've even seen it on forum threads. They swear off the Omega fuels, but I've had nothing but good luck. Good success.
Well, is that because people run more modern engines out there more, or probably got the same collection we got over here? Everybody's got engines from every era.
I don't know what the problem is. You know, I wouldn't be surprised if they're just using the wrong one. You know,
Yeah.
they're using the cool power instead of using the Omega, or vice versa.
Everything I hear about cool power is about burning up engines, except from RC guys.
Yeah, well, cool power is all synthetic, so
yeah. So you would, especially and like a Cox engine or something like that. That'd be suicide for it. That'll take one of those out in one run.
Right, but my Stalker won't run on Omega.
I wonder what about a Norvell. It's supposed to have caster, but I wonder what it would do on pure synthetic. Probably wouldn't like it.
Yeah, might not like it. I don't know. Here's a guy here, Guitar Guys. He remembers when a gallon of fuel was $5.
Holy shit! I asked him if he was a geezer a little while ago, and he said gave me a long answer. But so yeah, he must be an old dude if he was buying fuel at $5.
Wow, that's pretty amazing. I remember buying maybe a quart of a K&B 500. I might have got that for $5 back in the day, but not a gallon. You remember the K&B fuel brand?
I remember seeing this blues singer named Samantha Fish playing at a concert on stage with a guitar made out of a K&B fuel can.
Oh. Yeah.
And her bass player or a rhythm player, I don't remember which, had a Fox fuel can.
I've seen that image. I've seen that picture.
Yeah,
Guitar Guy 7299 says that he uses cool power used by heli guys.
Helicopter guys, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, maybe those engines like the synthetic, but fuel is so critical.
Yeah. Hey, Guitar Guys, are you a member of the Stunthangar control line forums? Yeah, he uses Omega. So.
Yeah.
SIG is fine. It's a seamless transition between PowerMaster and SIG. For me, I don't even have to change my needle valve setting. I usually put a couple of ounces, I think 1.6 to a quart of caster, because I buy SIG in quarts, to add to it, because it's 20% instead of 22. So I bring it up a little bit. But I just use that drugstore Rexall caster in the blue bottle. You buy it in little.
Yeah, I've seen it. Yeah, I buy it in emergencies, but
I have found it floating in the bottom of empty fuel can bottles before, like for my Cox fuel. I've seen congealing oil on the bottom of the bottle before, so that might not be good stuff.
Yeah, I don't
take it up enough.
I'm fortunate. I have lots of oil in my garage. I have lots of synthetic, I have a gallon container of castor oil in my garage. And as I have lots of castor, I don't have as much synthetic, but I still have one or two quarts of synthetic.
Yeah. I should buy me a quart of real racing caster. I wonder if I could find it in Columbia. Maybe a motorcycle shop. I could call around and see.
Yeah.
I did call one day, and they had nitromethane, but they had 5 gallons, and I wanted to know if they'd pour me off a gallon. And he said, yeah. But he wanted me to wait until he opened the drum before he...
that makes sense. Yeah, I just been lately... I mean... When the guy buys the fuel in pallets, I can't buy components and save money, and it doesn't work out. So right now, I find it just best for me to buy at discount hobby store.
Yeah,
because they buy it in pallets.
Oh, Guitar Guys is not a geezer. He's 45, only 45. He's a youngin', but he said he started flying when he was really young. I started flying when I was 12. Yeah, he's a member of Stunthangar, but he hadn't logged in a long time.
Okay, cool. Man, I know
Bob,
you wanted to. It's what, 12:10 for you. I don't mind if we sign off.
yeah, we're gonna sign off in just a minute. Bob Bishop says, Rusty, did you get that old time Disneyland flight circle link? I never heard. I remember getting that email, Bob. I don't ever remember clicking the link and watching it, but I have seen a Disneyland flight circle movie. I need to go back and find that because I probably did not delete it. I'll look back and see if I can find it. Sorry about that. I don't,
Forward that to me. I'd like to see it.
Okay. I'll look and see if I've got it. People send me so many videos and stuff to watch that I just don't have time to. And
oh,
so
I know. I get a lot
folder that I put them all in, kind of my watch later folder in Outlook, and it just takes me a while to get back to them. I just replied to one Terry sent me from 2 or 3 weeks ago today, a fishing one.
I think I saw that one. Yeah, I don't.
This was about snakehead fish.
Oh, I saw it, but I didn't click on it.
Yeah.
I mean, you know what I like? I like catching. I don't like fishing, and so.
Oh man, that's one of my former #1 hobbies. Just falling to the sideline like control line there, just watch people fish now. But yeah, I love saltwater fishing, standing on the beach. I fished in freshwater a lot when I was young, but I'm strictly a beach standing in the sand fish man now.
My dad took me fishing, and I used to go with my dad just because I wanted to be with my dad, you know. But I didn't like fishing. I never did like it. I only did it just so I could be with him.
I like eating saltwater fish, so
yes.
I don't care for eating freshwater fish as much. I think I like the flavor of saltwater fish better. It's just
same here. I think so too. Mostly, I ate mostly. My dad would go saltwater fishing and go on 3/4 day boats or day boats, and my dad used to go after cod a lot.
When I used to go deep sea fishing when I was a kid, and somebody like my dad would take me, but man, I never did care for being a prisoner on a boat so far away from land you can't see it.
Yeah,
that just didn't work for me. My dad was I come from a long line of sailors, and he was a Navy man in World War II. So was his brother and his dad, and so I guess I'm the black sheep in the family that way.
Yeah, my dad was an old sea dog also. I remember driving just in elementary school. My dad would take me to school, and it'd be like, 40 degrees outside, and which is cold for us. And he had the window down, and and I just knew it was because he used to be out in the ocean.
Yeah,
he loved that cold breeze, in the morning.
Yeah, hair blowing in the wind.
Up, and I'd be thinking, it's cold, but I'm not going to quit my dad.
Did he have a beard too?
Yeah.
His Navy men used to grow beards.
Yeah. He sure did. Yep. Navy guy, and he used to fish off the boat sometimes when he had a chance. He'd fish off the boat.
Yeah.
Off the ship, I should say, not boat. He wasn't a bubblehead. He was on tenders and tankers and cruisers.
Yeah.
And but yeah, he was in the Navy for like 23, 25 years.
My dad was just in it for the duration of the war.
Yeah, so it was, my dad brought the military home with him. That's why I didn't want no part of it. But my dad was under a lot of. And in hindsight, I didn't know what it was like. But my dad went in. And it was. At that time, blacks were just stewards and cooks and some other stuff. Matter of fact, he said that when he get on a ship, they would have that squawk box, and they would do that whistle, and they would say, Coming on board is Charles Carter, and he's a colored boy.
Oh, Jesus.
That's how he'd get on the ship. So,
Damn.
so that's so a lot of tension. So he came home and I imagine it must have been really tough for him.
Yeah, I expect so. I could work on you after a while.
Yeah. So that might have been why I didn't want to join the military, because he just brought the military home with him all the time. But he was still a very good man. Don't get me wrong. I admire my dad immensely. He was still the most disciplined man I ever met in my life.
Yeah.
I didn't even need an alarm clock.
Did he have a sense of humor?
Yeah, he would tell these stories. He's a good storyteller. I used to just love when he have his brothers would come over, or he didn't have too many friends, but he would when he gets. I would love to be in the room if I could when he'd be talking about stories, things in the past, the way he told stories, and the words he used. I didn't use words like he used the same words. He would talk about it. Spook. You heard that term, spook?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. And so I would never hear that except when he said that, and I was like, "What is a spook?"
Yeah.
He was born in Jamaica, New York, so he's raised back east.
Was that a Jamaican community, or is that just a coincidental name?
It was a Jamaican community. Yeah. It was, you know how they got the Bronx, and you got all these different villages, and there's one place called.
Sure, I've heard of it. Yeah.
Yeah. One part was called Jamaica, New York.
Yeah.
My family's from Jamaica and West Indies.
Oh,
I was born in Panama, but my grandparents.
Oh, that's right. I forgot you said that before. Yeah.
So, but he was I just admire how disciplined. I cannot even be nearly as disciplined as he was. I think he was only late to work twice in his whole life.
Well, yeah, I don't think that it's always necessary to be ultra disciplined, because there's just like the old expression, choose your battles. I don't know if that's really a good analogy or not, but I think that being laid back is a okay thing too.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah. He was just, like I said, the most disciplined man I've ever met.
Yeah.
I'm glad I had
a military guy. I mean, if do you think he was that way before he went into the Navy?
I have no idea. Yeah, I just know that that's the man I grew up with, was a very disciplined man.
Yeah.
Yeah. And
you're my age, aren't you? 60s?
Yeah, I'm 60. I'll be 61 in December.
Your dad was in World War II?
I believe so, yeah.
Yeah. In the Pacific?
Yeah, I don't know what I forgot what I know he was in Vietnam, obviously, but I think he was in World War II, and
Korea.
I think he was drafted, and then he got out, and then he went back in.
Did he go to Korea?
I would like to think so, because my uncle, which is a little bit younger than him, was in Korea. I have an uncle that was in the Air Force, and he went to Korea.
Yeah.
So and my dad was older than him, and my dad was a military man as well. My uncle didn't stay in the Air Force too long, but he was in the Korean War. So I think my dad must have been, but he was on a ship, so a little bit different.
Yeah.
And my uncle was in the Korean War. He was actually on land. Saw a lot of deaths. He still has issues from that.
Yeah, I bet.
So.
Well, I think we ought to wrap it up tonight. 12:24.
Yeah. All right, man. Well, I will see you. God willing, I'll see you
Friday. Yeah. And all you guys on YouTube over there, thanks a lot. Y'all put in a good show tonight. And so we appreciate all y'all and everybody that came in here on video. Thanks a lot too. So until Friday, fair winds, tight lines, and we'll see you later.
Until Monday.
Yeah. Say what?
You said Friday until Monday.
What's
today is Friday.
No, it's not.
Oh, that's right. I'm mixed up.
I hope I put the right day on my title.
Right day. You did the right thing.
All right. We'll see. We'll see you Friday. Good night.
Good night.